If you like this road trip so far, you should know that we've made similar road trip to northern Kenya, to Zanzibar, and even Rwanda. We intend to make another trip to South Africa in the near future, so stay tuned and please subscribe because we would want to grow the channel to a bigger audience. So guys, we're in Masaka city, as you have seen from the signpost, that beautiful signpost there. You see that beautiful signpost there? There are like 3 routes to go to Sese Island. There's one that we saw on our road before we got to Masaka, but it's a rough road. And then there is this one, and I'm told there is another one that you can access past Masaka. Now I'm not sure how we are going with these ones, but I'm told this one has the best route. Once you get to Masaka, you branch to your left.
We are on Bukakata Road. This one goes to the Bukakata town where there's a Ora center. There's a landing site for the ferry that goes to Sese Island.
Yeah, so Bukakata. Oh, so this is the Bukakata. Look at these roofs. They are no longer red roofs. They are made of iron sheets and they are a bit elevated than the ones we've seen back in those other parts of Uganda. This means that we are approaching Tanzania. Wow, it's exciting to see this side of the country. We have come across so many Ankole cattle on this route. You remember those big horned cows that we saw on our previous road trip when we were touring Uganda and we were heading towards Mbarara? Yes, we've seen them along this road, and it's because this is close to the western side of Uganda where the Ankole people dwell. Guys, we are approaching the landing site. We're not sure whether the ferry will be able to carry passengers only or passengers with their cars, but the island is quite big. So we are thinking that if it can only carry the passengers, we will have to use borders. I don't know if that is possible, but until we get there, we have up to 6 to return. So we intend to maximize on this. And as you approach Bukatakata, you'll realize that there's Tanzanian influence from the roofs of houses that are along the road. This road from Masaka all the way to Bukatakata, the road is so good, unbelievably good. It's Bukaka? Bukakata, not Bukatakata. Oh my God, I'm horrible with names.
We go.
So?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in Bukakata. We're going to
Sese Islands, and we'll be driving around it. Yes. And in a very decent ferry. Just look at that. Everyone is seated. They have plenty of benches, and then those are cars. Did you mention that it was free of charge?
It is free. I'm actually so shocked about it.
Yes.
I expected them to be
Government initiative. It can accommodate, I think, how many cars? Less than 20?
20?
Yes, 20 or less. Less cars, yes. But it's MV PAL. It's very new, by the way. It's very, very new. In the lake, we could see a different line of water that seemed to be so different from the rest of the lake. And when we asked the locals, we were told that that is probably an inlet river that was bringing water into the lake, and it is because the river has a different density of water as compared to that in the lake. Island, so vast, all the way from there, all the way. There is our landing site. Yeah, it's so vast. Welcome to Kalangala. Yay! We are in the island. You can see there are a lot of motorcycles. So if you come here just as a passenger on the ferry, you can use the motorbikes. This is the schedule. It is a very big island, by the way. It is a very, very big one. And I'm glad they allow people to come with their cars, because it would be so difficult to cover it, and it would be probably would use a lot of money, because we'd have to use the motorcycles, the borders. Otherwise, welcome to Sese Island. Through God we succeed, indeed. Impression when we came to this island, from after the ferry, the kind of vegetation we've seen here mostly is cassava, bananas, and palm trees. Okay, from what we read, there's a big company that has a very big plantation of palm trees. Somehow they get palmoline from these trees. I don't know the whole process, but I know the fruits are usually smashed, and then there is the whole processing thing until they produce palmoline oil. And it's a very green island. That is what I would say. This road is just a rough road, but it has been graded, so even if you come with a car with low clearance like mine, you can easily navigate. You can see all these palm trees. Yeah, they plant a lot of palm trees. Uganda has a potential of producing a lot of palmoline and exporting it to the neighbors, because all I know is that in Kenya and I think Tanzania, we import a lot of palmoline oil, and then we come and process it into the cooking oil that you guys know. the one that is usually written vegetable oil with the zero cholesterol. I don't know how they remove the zero cholesterol. They remove the cholesterol, but that is the whole process. Here is some harvest from the palm trees. You see this? This is from palm trees. I'm sure there is a way that the local people can produce oil using this palm. Harvest the fruits. They have a big potential if only they can take advantage of this island. So we are just getting started. We've just started this journey. Where we are heading is called Kalangala town. It is 30 to 35 kilometers from the ferry. So you'll just take the network is a bit bad here on this side. We have an MTN line, but it's not loading so well. But you just follow the route from the ferry. You just go straight. That is what we could gather from the locals. If you do not have a local, you might have a language barrier on this side because many people do not speak in English, like as opposed to the mainland in Uganda. See the lake from here. Just how beautiful does it look? Oh, this is so cute. Especially if it is surrounded by palm trees. Let me open the window. I can see the lake. Okay, palm trees are just so cute. This is just amazing. Yeah, some fungus grow out of them. I don't know if it is a parasitic thing or symbiotic thing, but
whatever it is working out.
Yes, and you can just see how it looks. Imagine this road was properly tarmacked. What kind of views could you be getting on the road? This looks like a power plantation. It is either it is a source of power for a company, or it is a source of power for like maybe the entire island. The other day when we went to Port Bell, we requested to have our fish with ugali. You know, we are Kenyans and Kenyans love ugali. Ugali is some pound. How can I describe it? It is a cornmeal. It's like very thick porridge that has been cooked until it has hardened. When we were in Port Bell and we requested to have ugali with our fish as opposed to matoke or chips, those ladies were looking at us in a very weird way. We did not understand until we were told that in these areas ugali is for poor people. Some of them call it kaunga. I think it is the same narrative even in Rwanda.
Rwanda, yes.
Yes, even in Rwanda, every time we'd ask for ugali, they would say it's for poor people. And we border Uganda directly, so we didn't think that the narrative could be similar here, that ugali is for poor people. Like surely, as we don't care. We don't care. We love ugali, whether it's for poor people or rich people. We don't care. We just love ugali. We are Kenyans and ugali is our staple food. So,
yes.
Yeah. I thought we had finished potholes. So I think this road was better some years back, but it has not been maintained. That's why it has so many potholes. Because from the ferry it's just a rough road. There's no any sign of a tarmac road. But once you get here, it's a tarmac road, but plenty of potholes. Now, welcome to Uganda again. Potholes. Look at that view. If only the road was better. This island is just very fertile, very green.
So just a little background. Sese Islands is a group of islands. It constitutes 84 islands. Sese Island constitutes of 84 islands. The one we are in is Musila Island, and it is the largest of the Sese Islands, of all the islands that constitute the Sese Islands. And Musila Island is the second largest in those islands that are situated in Lake Victoria. The largest being Ukerewe Island in Tanzania. I believe the Sese Islands is the largest.
Because if you can look at it on the map, it looks bigger than Ukerewe, but I don't know what our geography people did, but we just take whatever they say because they're the experts.
How are you, my friend? Are you mad with us?
So guys, we are at Mirembe Beach Resort, and these people, we left them behind. They were busy taking in the views, yet
We are sorry.
we are running out of time.
We are sorry.
We have like maybe 30 minutes here, so we'll just take a few drinks and go, because the ferry leaves at 6, very last ferry, so we have to rush because we have a long way to go. We have to get to cross the border today. I hope the border doesn't close very early. This place looks so nice. Can you believe this?
Breathtaking.
Literally breathtaking.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, who knew there was such a place here? Actually guys, we didn't know the restaurant is here. We just saw the I don't know, Victoria restaurant, blah blah blah. Now when you are coming like this, you are asking some kids, okay, indeed there is a language barrier. We are asking some kids if there is a public beach, and they told us it is in this direction place. It's called Mirembe Beach Resort. When we got closer, we asked another guy again at the gate, is there a public beach? He was like, is there a public beach in this area? And then he was like, there are many beaches. I don't know which one you mean. We told him, can we access the beach? He just told us, get in here. And look at the view. Oh, Mama, I made it.
So, if someone wants to camp, what's the price?
The price, if you come with your own tent,
Yes,
that will take you 25.
50,000.
Was on the other side where the clothes is.
It's a double tent. Oh,
Towards the double.
We are doing a tour of this place. Oh, you have conferences here? That's very interesting.
it also has rooms for a full.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you have rooms for a full group?
yes, yes, a family.
Ah.
Yeah.
How much is the family room and
So,
how many people does it host?
family beds, because we had more beds.
Simple but functional. Yeah, it literally has everything.
So this room, it has a cold water.
like a cottage.
Yeah, this is-
Yes, it is.
So it has cold water, hot water,
Uh-huh.
then plus every day we normally put water.
Or you provide water for the guests?
Provide water on your package.
Oh, this is nice. So how much is this?
This one,
Uh-huh.
like bed and breakfast, that is 125.
125 for bed and breakfast. So this is not a cottage.
This is the double. This is the double. But also can provide another bed in case she wants.
Oh.
Yes.
But at what? How much is the double and how much?
So this one, the double, that is 165.
Okay.
Yeah, bed and breakfast.
Okay.
Yes.
Extends
So the other one is 195.
Okay. 165 to people.
Yeah, 2 people.
How about you add one more bed?
If you add one more bed, then we can. That is 85. Then you add 85 to 165.
This is very interesting, and it is just look at that view. Look at that view. You see every morning. You can even go to the pier. I think the sun is coming to set on this side. Adia, why is your bad idea rubbing on me? So another room yet. Deluxe?
Deluxe.
Ah.
For honeymooners.
Oh, you can put some drinks here. Watch the TV. There's a. Are these smart TVs?
Sorry?
Are they smart TVs?
The TV?
Yes.
Is it what?
Is it a smart TV?
Yeah.
Can I watch YouTube on it?
No.
Or they're not smart? But at least you can rest on this couch here. You can study here.
It is indeed
I like this. A mirror.
How much is this?
So this one?
This one even has a bathtub.
That is 225.
You said it is 225
225
for 2 people.
for 2 people. That is bed and breakfast.
Okay. Look at the view. So guys, we are having a tour of the property. They have pretty simple rooms, but for that view, anytime. Adia, how do you find their prices? They are friendly. Now, what was your bad idea again?
I was suggesting that we stay in Sese Island one more night because it wouldn't make sense for us to just leave right now. But again, it's a bad idea because we are running out of time and we need to be in Bukoba tonight. So let's see if people will buy this bad idea. But so far, I'm so loving Sese Island and I feel like we need more time to explore the islands more.
More.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and what's the time
So
again?
you know you need at least 3 days. Don't come here in a rush like us. Take at least 3 days to explore Sese Islands to the...
We are supposed to be there by 5. Look at the time, surely, guys. We'll be left by the ferry. We'll be left by the ferry. Pray for us. This one is a villa? Tell us the price. We have a bad idea somewhere, but you never know.
So there is this one. There is 2 bed.
Nice. Nice. So, guys, I'm tempted. I am tempted to buy Hadia's bad idea because first we're running out of time.
2, 3 huge.
Travelers don't even know the exact name.
Now
I need to list them online.
Online.
Yeah, so that when I'm booking for maybe 8 people, your house is recommended.
What is the price of this
So
place?
this one, each person is 100.
Each person is 100.
Yes.
3 expensive. You just sit on the hammock. Dear, I want to sit on the hammock. And there are hammocks here. What to do? What to do? What to do? Swimming. You want to swim? It's so hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's safe to swim here.
It looks like a proper pool.
Yes. Now let's go and decide.
Hadia has a bad idea. What do you think of Hadia's bad idea to stay here one more day and waste one more day?
There is something Isaac mentioned. If the gut is coming from your heart,
Just
do it. Yeah. I really
you look like the viper who was talking to Eve. Idea you?
It is a bad idea, but it is a good idea.
So that we should stay here longer?
We should stay here longer.
Oh my God. Do you know if we stay here longer, we are reducing the number of days we are staying in Tanzania?
Yes. We're already 3 days late.
Look at Ugandans, eh? It's worth it. This is the Pearl of Africa.
Because I know I'm going to miss you guys. That's why.
Yes, I know. I
More time.
You're buying more time so that you cannot say, and then you'll remain there like Isaac.
I know.
Okay, he almost cried this morning.
And it's so emotional.
Oh.
Some of us can try to swallow it, but you know.
Okay, let's go and hear what the rest of the group says. I don't know. Let's just go and find out. This is the view that we are trying to debate about. This is the view.
It's an easy yes.
What would you do? Take photos you've taken here. Let's see if we can convince these guys. Now, my people.
Hi.
Hi.
The island is so beautiful.
So if given a chance, would you sleep here?
I won't mind getting stuck here. I'll find my way back home, or even be a native.
We have one vote for who wants to be stuck here. Millie, given a chance, would you want to sleep here
Oh yeah. Why not?
tonight?
Millie, idea has a bad idea.
Patrick?
Idea's bad idea has backfired. We are racing towards the ferry. Oh, I wish they gave us a better package, but the package is a bit on a high end. Yes, for us, because remember we are budget travelers and we really love Lake Victoria. That's why we are doing a circuit. So I don't know. I really don't know. We have to rush to the ferry. Pray for us so that we can get the ferry. Idea's bad idea did not go through, not because the group did not agree on it, but because the owner of the property could not give us a good rate. So we decided that it was not worth the sacrifice for us to go beyond our budget and also lose a day or a few hours. So we are heading towards the ferry. We only have 38 minutes. We are rushing. Will joke us.
I hope we catch the ferry.
I really hope we catch the ferry. So if we will not catch the ferry, this will be a major backfire. Let's cross the ferry and see what will happen. That is if we'll catch the ferry in the first place.
So guys, you are rushing to catch a ferry and I doubt you are going to get one. Me too. Taita video melala huko.
Minute by minute.
We made it to the ferry. My bad idea got neutralized. We are heading to Bukoba.
How much sprinting did you do?
Boy, I can run. I can really run. Give me a challenge.
We didn't think there is Kipchoge in us. I'm telling you, God has been so gracious. Imagine we got just 1 minute before the ferry leaves and there were only 2 spots for the cars. And once after this car and that one was just loaded, okay, got onto the ferry was full. How gracious was God. And then there is this, when you get here, just know that all the passengers will be registered, all the drivers will be registered. Now we remained behind to register ourselves. After we were done registering, I'm telling you guys, we sprint. We can't even, until when we got to the ferry, everyone was just laughing that you guys, you need to leave those men who are driving behind. You need new men in Uganda. How can they let you run that much? Oh my God, that was so nice. And the beautiful sunset. Oh my God, this was so worth it. So the last ferry leaves at 6. We've seen a few people, but we've been told that they are going to pay. But the ferry itself is free of charge. Please don't come for just a few minutes. Come for a whole day, 2 days, even a whole week. Sese Island has a lot. We was driving at a very high speed. Even the policemen saw us. The policemen saw us, but they just decided to let us go because they know the whole ferry rush. It's a serious thing, by the way. It's a very, very serious. My 2 cents, Sese Island can be as good as Zanzibar if only there is facilitation. And if enough resources is poured into that island, trust me, Uganda will have so many tourists. I just feel like it is so underutilized, and I feel like there is someone somewhere in the government who's letting them down. I'll have to mention that. That is the truth, because first of all, if you look at the road, it is rough road throughout. We even thought that there's never been a tarmac road there until when we came across a tarmac road with too many potholes again. So if, first of all, if that road can be made, it would be really nice. I'm really grateful to the government for giving the people who live in Sese Island the ferry. It is it is a very good thing for transportation. It is free of charge, and it is a very, very neat space. So that one, I'll give them a mark for that one. Please advertise. We've never even heard of Mirembe Beach Resort. Did you expect to see such a place?
No.
Imagine, we did not expect that. That was just out of this world. We just came because we wanted to explore at least 1 or 2 islands in every country. And we are glad we came to Sese Island. So we are planning again to return to Sese Island and check out all those other islands that are within the entire island. Because the views.
Wow, breathtaking.
Woo! Being right now, we are heading towards the border. Thank God it's a one-stop border. So we're expecting...
Mutukula, one border post.
Mutukula, one border. Okay, I'm horrible with names. Mutukula, we're expecting that it is 24 hours. We don't know where we are going to sleep because we are going first of all to Masaka before we connect the road to the border. But our final destination should be Bukoba. I don't know if we'll get there or we'll sleep somewhere after we've crossed the border, but we're just going. At least we want to cover some distance so that we can save time tomorrow. We have a lot to explore in Bukoba. We just realized that there is a lot of activities in Bukoba, yet nobody posts it. Again, people, put your towns, advertise your towns and hotels and everything that is in your town on the social media. But we are here. That is why we are here. Eh? Just stick around, follow our Instagram pages, stories, Twitter. You'll find all these stories. Even the videos, you'll find the stories. So it might get late. We might not show you everything, but stay tuned because we are continuing with the journey. So guys, let's continue with our journey. Let's go. When we got to Masaka, we decided to have our last Ugandan dinner. And of course, we had to eat matoke and some beef for the very last time. It was so delicious. I will definitely miss Ugandan food. And then it was time to bid Collins, our guide, goodbye before we proceeded to Mutukula border. Good morning, guys. Hey, I'm as tired as a chicken. I don't know if a chicken is this tired. We experience a lot of challenges before we go to the border. Let me tell you guys, there has never been a worse road that we've ever encountered than that one from just after Masaka all the way to Mutukula. That road is the worst. Your car can literally park. It can fit in a pothole. If it rains, you can even swim in those potholes, I tell you. It was just the worst road ever. And when we got to Mutukula, we even asked some locals here from Tanzania, and they were like, We hardly even cross over to the other side. Uganda. We thought we had seen the worst roads in Kampala, but this road is just the worst. I don't like negative publicity and all that about different countries. I encourage people to travel to Africa, but that one I just have to mention. Now when we got to Mutukula, one stop border point, we were hoping that would clear and go all the way to Bukoba, but it was impossible because some government officials were not in their offices. I'm not going to mention which one, but it's supposed to be a one-stop border point, so all government officials are supposed to be here to clear us so that we can go, but some of them were not here. The Tanzanian side was fine, but the Ugandan side, I can't say the same. We were just so disappointed. We were very disappointed. Some of them were even sleeping in their cars. Yes, they were sleeping in their cars, and then when they were called, they come out with a lot of attitude that, why are you waking me up? I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I'm just disappointed. They did not even serve us until this morning, by the way. We've just cleared our cars in the morning. This morning is when we cleared our cars. So we tried to look for somewhere to sleep, somewhere here at the border, but the places, we did not find anywhere decent, so we had to go back to the one-stop border point, and we slept in the car. So you can imagine the amount of frustration and the amount of stress. I think this is my worst border experience I've ever had, and I'm thinking maybe I will never use this route again. No, it is not worth it. I have nothing positive to say about that. Something else that I must mention, I love Uganda. In fact, I intend to go back to Sese Island and to do some gorilla trekking, but not now. I think I need to heal first, because we've had encounters with policemen. Imagine one traffic offense, just one. Maybe you did not see the traffic lights, and then we crossed over. I'm telling you guys, one policeman stopped us. Now when we were going to stop, all of a sudden there are like 15 motorbikes of policemen surrounding us and pointing guns at us. A traffic offense, you surround someone with guns, harassing them. I'm sure. By then, this is not our first experience. Our first experience was the day we were leaving Kampala, heading back home on our Uganda road trip. On that day, we were recording the sunrise because it was very early in the morning. We were recording the sunrise. Now, we did not see like a police car by the road. We had not seen it because we were just concentrating on recording the sunrise. All of a sudden, a police car is, I'm talking about Uganda, by the way. All of a sudden, a police car is just rushing towards us. They harassed us properly. Imagine when they just came, imagine a whole Land Rover of policemen sitting facing the side. If you know Tanzania, Ugandan, how the Ugandan policemen sit, you know. They sit with this, it is like a pickup, and then behind the policemen facing this side and this other side. There were like, I think around 8 policemen with guns. They stand in front of your car with guns pointing at you. They are threatening to even fire at you, and you're like, what is wrong with this country? What is wrong with these people? Are these people that idle? I've never seen such kind of madness. I've never seen. I don't think that is how you treat foreigners. I'm disappointed. As an African, I'm disappointed. As a member of East Africa, I'm disappointed. As someone who loves Uganda, I'm disappointed because I'm being discouraged to come back to Uganda and explore it. I've made so many friends there. That is why I'm so mad that I'm being discouraged to go back to Uganda. When we had the police encounter this time on this road trip, we were even with a Ugandan friend. He was even shocked. He could not even believe that is what people do. He was shocked that people could just come from like 15 motorbikes could follow us like that because of a traffic offense. And I know in Uganda, if you commit a traffic offense, you're supposed to be given a ticket and then you pay. 15 of them on motorbikes. They come, all of them just surrounding our car and pointing guns at us for a traffic offense. Too much. Anyways, enough of the whining. We've just had our breakfast in one of the stalls somewhere here, Kibandaski. They call it soup ya kuku. We thought it was just soup. We thought it was just chicken soup, but it is chicken with... It was some boiled chicken with nice soup.
Yes.
If you just put some lemon and pepper.
Chicken. A quarter chicken and soup.
Yes, it was a quarter chicken and soup and some chapatis. It was so delicious. So I'm just waiting for my agent to confirm the my COMESA insurance, and then we'll head towards Bukoba. We are hoping to get somewhere to at least freshen up before we continue with our journey, or we can do a tour and freshen up later. But despite everything, I'm excited to be in Tanzania. I've always considered Tanzania, they're like our brothers. We have a lot of similarities, really. If you've been to Tanzania, or if you've stayed in any East African coast, you'll find Tanzania a very easy place to stay. Like me, I've stayed in Mombasa for a long time, so Tanzania is just, it feels like home. So guys, I'm glad I'm in Tanzania, and we are still exploring Lake Victoria. I'm sorry about the whining, but I had to put that out there so that hopefully someone will do something about the roads. That road is not trade friendly, and it is not even passable, and hopefully someone will help resolve that police issue. They should not harass foreigners. We were literally harassed until when we got to the border. We were like, I can't wait to get out of Uganda. We've had it. We've really had it. Oh, Ugandans, I'm coming back, but I'm hoping that when I return, things will be better. I'm just saying this so that someone can pull up their socks. I'm not saying this to badmouth Uganda or something, but even if you, I know Ugandans, you can agree with me that there are those cases. I know you can be. I'm not making that up. Lake Victoria looks very, very different. We have finished the Ugandan side. Now we're excited about Tanzania. So guys, let's continue with our road trip. Today our plan is to get to Bukoba. There are a lot of things we need to do in Bukoba. We actually, when we were doing our research, we realized that there is a lot to do in Bukoba. We have already wasted 2 days somewhere along the road, especially in Uganda. I don't know how we will compensate for them, but we still have to cover this entire lake. The circuit has to be completed. So just stay tuned, and as usual, if you're new to my channel, I'm telling you, you're missing out on a lot, and I'm glad that you've come at this time. Watch till the end of this video, and if you find it interesting, subscribe and hit that like button, and then comment there that you're a new member and welcome to the virtual family. This is how the Tanzanian roads look from Tukula border, and we are going towards Bukoba. So we just passed Kagera River. This one runs all the way from Lake Victoria to Rwanda. Do you think it's an outlet or is it an inlet? I'm not very sure. It's called Lake Victoria has a lot of inlets and very few outlets. Yeah. That is why River Nile is one of its biggest outlets. So I would think it is an inlet. Is it the same? I think, and I also think it's the same river that goes all the way to Rwanda. Yes. To Akagera National Park. Akagera National Park. Now I don't know if it is Akagera or Akagera. You guys, yeah. I think you guys are the people in Rwanda are in a better position to tell us, because it could be Akagera, it could be Akagera. I don't know, but as we just call it Kagera. That's how the river is Kagera, but the national park is Akagera. Yes. It's just pronounced. It's written the way we've said it, but pronunciation, I'm telling you, Akagera. It's very different, especially Bantus have a special way of pronouncing words. So the trip continues. We are close to all know that there is a speed limit of 50 km per hour in Tanzania. We're in Tanzania, by the way. Yes. So, and there are a lot of police checks. So we'll just follow slowly until when we get there. We're expecting it to be 2 hours. So guys, since we began our journey, we have covered 1,400 kilometers. We have also crossed 2 borders, that is Busia border and Mutukula border. Both of them are East African borders, and the requirements to cross the border that you guys have been asking about are on the description box. So in case you have any other questions, just write them on the comment section and I'll be able to answer them in the question and answer video that is coming soon. So guys, we are approaching Bukoba and we have already seen the view of the lake from a distance. We can't wait to show you. Bukoba is just a land of many different physical features. There are hills, there are valleys, there is flatland, there is the lake. It is a land of plenty. And there is a lot of similarity between this side of Bukoba and Rwanda. There are a lot of bananas, even the names seem to be a bit similar. I think this place is very close to Rwanda. Welcome to Bukoba. I'm so excited because this is my first time in this city and we got here a little exhausted. So we went straight to our hotels. But I can't wait to see what this city has to offer. So guys, we arrived in Bukoba safely. We even checked into our hotel. 8,100 Kenyan shillings for the 3 rooms, and it's a very decent place. I hope I'll be able to show you in the morning. So we've had our lunch, we've just relaxed, bonding with each other. You know, we are just worried that the trip is about to end and we just need to bond some more. We are leaving this place. We want to just check out how Bukoba town looks like, because today was our resting day. We are going to just check out how the town looks so that tomorrow we have so many activities to do. We'll not go out blindly, we'll know what to do. So this is the hotel, how it looks on the outside. This is where we are staying. It's just it's a decent place, I would say. At least there is Wi-Fi, some rooms have TV. The main highway is there where you can see the motorbike passing. So this is how the hotel looks. It's called Westlake Bukoba Hotel. So guys, let's go and check out how the town looks. It is a bit late, so I might not show you everything, but just know tomorrow very early in the morning we're exploring this city. It is next to the lake. And that is how it looks. They have the best services ever. As usual, Tanzania people are just courteous. They are very courteous. Millie could not believe how nice those guys were. We've seen a very beautiful island, and apparently where we are staying, the hotel, is very close. It's literally, if you walk, it will be like maybe 7 minutes to the lake, and I'm excited. We've been told the island is called Musira. I don't know if it is you know, in Tanzania L and R sound almost the same, so we've been told it's Musira. So probably it is Musila. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but it looks like there are some people who live there because there are houses, and that means that there are boats or a ferry that goes there every day to pick people and to take them back. And if there is a boat or a ferry that takes people there, I think I'll go there. Those are houses. Those white things you see are houses. And then they have a very beautiful beach. Look at this. So this is their version of Mamangina. So people just come here in the evening to chill and to enjoy the breeze and see the nice view. Today it was a bit cloudy. No, the sun but you can get a very good sunrise. Yeah. We were hoping that we'd come and have a sunset here, but from what we see, the sun sets on this side. So here, for you to get a good view of the effect of the sun on the lake, it has to be a sunrise. We are in Bukoba and we are staying at Westlake Hotel. It is somewhere by the main road, and we took 3 rooms, two per room. We stayed two people per room, and we had a very heavy breakfast. I think that one is enough to even cover up to lunch, but many times we say that, but we still get a snack for lunch. In fact, people are complaining that on this road trip we are eating too much. Most of the time we take 2 meals or 1 heavy meal, but this time it looks like we are taking 3 meals. So we had a lot of things to do today because this is our last day in Bukoba. So many things, in fact, we've written it in our book, but I don't think we'll manage to do it because it's been raining since we woke up, and right now it is midday, actually 30 minutes past midday, and we have done nothing. Look at the weather. We could have done something yesterday, but not yesterday during the day, but we got here when we were very tired, and we are human, you know, we are human, we have to rest. So we'll just do as much as we can as we wait for the skies to clear and also to have some sun. We wanted to go to the island that I showed you yesterday. It is somewhere by the lake. It is inhabited by a fishing community, but because of the winds and the rain, it will be difficult for us to go to the island. You know how the weather affects sailing, so it might be difficult for us to go to the lake, to the island, but we're still hoping that the skies will clear so that we can go there, because I'm very interested in that island. It looks so good. So guys, if you're joining me for the first time, we're doing a Lake Victoria circuit. Lake Victoria is the 2nd largest lake in Africa, and it is a freshwater lake. It is covered by 3 countries, the original East African countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So we've already covered the Kenyan side. We've covered the Ugandan side. We just got here yesterday from Uganda. We used the Mutukula border, and our first town was Bukoba, and we are here right now. When you come here, there are a lot of accommodation provided by churches. There's a lot of restriction on the order of how you get to sleep. They have this thing called the Jinsia rule, where 2 women cannot sleep together or 2 men cannot sleep together. But that one, I think, for their own reasons, I'm sure they have their own reasons, but some places are a bit easy on that. So when you come here, think of that when you are trying to get accommodation. So I'll take you where we were yesterday in evening so that you can see clearly. In the evening, people just come to enjoy the breeze and look at the lake. Even came across some Tanzanian photographers. They were telling us a lot of stories about this place. So we are a group of 6 people. The other 3 people are in the other car. And this is a Subaru trip. So this time Pearl has a friend.
Good morning.
And
Afternoon.
oh, it's actually afternoon. So that is Hadia.
Yes.
And then the guy behind the camera is Patrick. This time we decided to travel with more people, because many of you have been requesting to go on trips with us. So I posted that I was going on this trip on my social media platforms, and 3 more people came through, and I'm so grateful for that. We would give the itinerary, give the guidance, and also maybe we could arrange some accommodation, but we'll be the ones paying. The food, we could just suggest places to pick where we usually eat. You pay for yourself. Basically, everything was free of charge. What I mean by free of charge is we gave out the itinerary free of charge, guiding people free of charge, organizing a couple of activities, accommodation and food free of charge. Usually the travel agencies pay for sell that, but we just gave it free. We gave those free of charge. But it is self-drive and self-catering, meaning that you come with your car. Even some people did not come with their car, but someone who came with their car had enough space for them. So it was self-drive and self-catering, meaning that you're supposed to cater for everything yourself. You don't give us money, but you pay for your own expenses. In Bukoba, we realized there are plenty of hills. Look at the hills up there. A few rocks here and there. There is the lake. There are plenty of water streams. I'm just driving. I even don't know where we are going. Yeah, it looks like a developed city. Actually, it's a city. Bukoba. This looks like a school. There's a school nearby. So guys, while we were passing, we came across this church. We even don't know which church this is, but it looks beautiful. This is a Catholic church. We came all the way to see if we can get anyone around who will give us permission to go down there, because just below there is the lake. And guess what? You see where we are standing? And down there, it's a pub. And it's right next to the church. Now we are trying to understand how that happens. These people are just laughing. That is very interesting, and it looks like it's a very popular place, because you can see there are places there are swings for kids to play. There is some playground down there. Our tour continues. It's just a self-drive, or do you call it a self-tour? We're just taking ourselves around. There will be more rocks next to the lake, and that is why Mwanza is known as the Rock City, and it is one of those places that is in the bucket list for some of the people who are on this trip. I've been to Mwanza before, so I checked that one off my bucket list, but for the other 3, they've never been to Mwanza. So we are trying to compare these towns and cities to see which is the best town or city or island that is around Lake Victoria. Eco Beach. One of the Tanzanians we came across, the photographer, yesterday at the beach told us that we should come to this place. Oh my god, look at that. This is so cute. Now I understand why that guy recommended this place. Just how beautiful can a small club look? Just imagine how this place would look in the evening. We are coming back here for supper. Look at this. The waves. Wow, it's insane. I tell you guys, this is insane. I love the fact that the rock is next to the lake. There is settlements of people on one side, and it looks like it's just one huge rock. Probably there are so many other rocks just on the route here, on the route to the island, and that is just one of these many rocks. That is what I think it is, but this was a good recommendation. Always talk to the locals. You will find out so many things you never thought you'd ever see in this life. Club de Mambo, we will be back. We are returning here for dinner, my friends. We had planned to have dinner in the resort where we are staying, but here, after seeing this, we are returning here. So guys, we've just passed a fish market, and the fish that I've seen there are mostly the small fish. There is daga, yeah, mostly daga. Daga, some call it silverfish, others daga, others omena. Kenyans call it omena. The Nile perch here and the mudfish here, they're not as big as the ones we saw in Port Bell. So that is also something to note. But otherwise, I can't wait to be back. I'm just going around, but my head is still back there. Eco Beach. So guys, these are the German pillars. There are two of them. There is this one and there is the other one up there. So it is just when you are heading towards, when you take it's called Shore Road. Yes, when you approach the beach, you will just see it by the road on your left. It is in a very vast field. I'm not seeing any kind of security, any kind of enclosure. The beach is literally behind us, but now the most sad part is that this place is just full of street families, and there is also some dumping site next to it. It's just, I'm sad. Hadia, yeah? Can you believe this historical site is next to where street families stay, and it is not protected in any ways, and there is even a dumping site next to that. It is very sad. Yeah. Because if these people decide to knock this pillar down, history will be forgotten like that.
I can't find any story online about it, but there was a Bukoba war between the British and the Germans in 1915 or thereabout. So I believe the Germans had a fortress here. They occupied Tanzania first?
Yes, I think Tanzania was first colonized by Germans, and then there was a war between the Germans and the British people, and then it was over. The British people took over.
Yeah, so I believe this is the aftermath of the Bukoba War.
So there was a fortress here.
Yes, a German fortress and a wireless station.
Yes. So after during the war, it was hit, and maybe these are the remnants. Maybe if the German ships are coming, they would know that this is Bukoba. You see, like the way they usually have like those, they're called what, the watchtowers or something, that usually directs ships. This could be that version of theirs.
Possible.
Yes. So there are 3 pillars. One is right at the beach, and there are 2 here. The public beaches, you can see it is sandy. I think it requires some little maintenance. Otherwise, it is sandy, and it can be a very nice place to have a picnic. Now guys, like I've said, there's some street families that stay around the place where the pillars are. So when you come here, I'm not saying they're violent, but just ensure you don't come alone. Come at least with 1 more person or 2 more people, and if possible get a local so that they can get you closer to the pillars. It's free of charge. We've not paid even a single cent. Nobody has stopped us. We've not seen any office where we are supposed to report to. Otherwise, let's go to the city and see what else is in there. The first thing you see when you're approaching Bukoba town, you will see a very beautiful church. It's a Catholic church, and I think it's one of the landmarks in Bukoba. I can't wait to get closer and show you guys. Ooh. But from what I can tell is that Bukoba is an old town. Yes, it is an old town because there are many old buildings. Some have been renovated, some have not been renovated, but it is an old town. So guys, the church is in the shape of the cross. You can see that side, this side and that side, and then there is the one behind there, and behind there there is a cardinal who has been buried behind there, and there is one bishop, and there is one more space for the next. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's in that shape. The architecture is just out of this world. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, they say that the first African cardinal was buried there.
Yes.
There are 2 tombs. So there are 2 cardinals that have been buried there, and then there's one empty tomb for a future
either bishop or
yes,
cardinal
that will be buried. Yes.
And then you remember the church that we went to, the very first church we went to, it is in Bunene. It was made in 1914, right?
Yes, 1914.
1914. It should be the oldest church around. It makes a lot of sense because of that architecture. It just looked like an old church. At least we've seen one of the oldest churches, and one of the most magnificent church I've ever been to is this one. Woo! I have realized that the churches here are not considered as a tourist attraction. Yet once you get in, you realize it's a very beautiful place that can attract so many people. When you're just getting into Bukoba, you will see it from a distance. You'll see the cross from a distance. You'd be curious to know what else is in there. And one thing I've noticed is I don't think Bukoba is considered as a touristic town, yet it has a lot to offer, like the local government needs to consider. Bukoba is an old town. You can get it, you can see it, because even right now we are already in town and I only see old buildings. So far I've not seen any skyscraper. And here even the border guys, these motorcycle guys, they respect the traffic lights. Let me tell you, that is very rare in East Africa. If you want to travel around this place or come to this place, you can use buses. There is an airstrip somewhere. There's a bus station on my right where you can get public service vehicles. So there are many modes of transportation here. There's a city clock on a mosque from 1958. Hiya. It is an old mosque. I've seen that it's been written from 1958. Very old mosque. There's another mosque again.
It's a temple.
Oh, what is that? Temple. Oh,
It looks like a mosque.
that is Bukoba Secondary School. And then there is this residential area. In this region, they pride in having bananas and the rocks from that statue there. So we are trying to get to the residential side. Somehow we want to climb to get to a high elevation. So we're just passing by here, and there are a lot of lodges. It looks like this town is visited by so many people because there are plenty of lodges here. So basically, guys, we're just driving around Bukoba. From what you could tell is that the town itself it's not a big town. I wouldn't call it a big town, but the outskirts are bigger, because you can see so many people are living on the outskirts as opposed to the town. I hope this road will take us to somewhere where we can see the rocks well, and hopefully we can get a better view of the entire town and the lake from the elevation. Yes, and the lake. Yeah, we could see this, but from a distance. By going around the town, we have concluded that there are many economical activities around this place, especially people who stay at Musila Island. They are fishermen, and they bring a lot of fish on this side. Most of the fish that they get, they usually take it to Dar es Salaam. That is what they have told us. So fish is a bit expensive here as compared to Port Bell, because most people who eat fish from this place are in other towns. So they don't even the sellers are not even interested in the local market. Everywhere we pass, people are just staring at us. I think it is the Kenyan number plate. They're just wondering what Kenyans are doing up here. Actually, they plant a lot of bananas. They plant maize, mostly maize. They consume it as roasted maize. We bought some. We are eating some of them here. Basically, it's just a small town with few people, but around one area. Coming now to chill and just finish our day in Bukoba. This is our last day in Bukoba. Tomorrow, very early in the morning, we head towards Mwanza. So we finish our day in style. No sun today, but we are here.
Nothing can stop us.
Nothing can stop reggae.
Awesome. We had a showery welcome to Bukoba. To Bukoba. But we're enjoying, yeah. There's water here and there, nice views, yeah.
Kind
So,
people,
Yes.
kind and polite.
Awesome.
We decided to have dinner at Eco Beach, and let me tell you guys, the good food and cool breeze, great ambience just made a perfect evening. I would totally recommend this place whenever you are passing by Bukoba. There was some cool music and good vibes in the place, so we decided to stay until very late. And luckily, we also managed to see a ship on the lake. That was so exciting. Good morning. We are heading towards Mwanza, and we are going to like have a very long journey, almost 300 kilometers. 383 to be exact, from here in Bukoba, and we're heading towards Mwanza. We've decided to wake up very early in the morning because to cover 383 kilometers would take us a lot of time in Tanzania as opposed to Uganda and any other country, because there are a lot of speed limits on the road. So we decided to wake up very early so that we can at least get there in good time. 383 kilometers can even take up to 6 hours or even 8 hours in Tanzania. Well, in Kenya, it could take maybe 5 hours, 4 hours. So it all depends with which country you are in. So we're excited about this stay. Where we are going is one of the dream destinations for some of us. We are a group of 6 people, 3 of us. I, the driver who's Patrick, and Hadia behind there. Hadia, say hi.
Good morning.
Yes, we've been to Mwanza before, but our counterparts who are in the other car, the 3 of them, if you've not been following on the trip, you'll see them soon. They have never been to Mwanza, so this will be very exciting for them, and they'll get to understand why it is called the Rock City. What is it? The Rocky City. So this is so exciting. So guys, let's continue with this journey. Just stay tuned because there is a lot more to see around Lake Victoria, especially the Tanzanian side. It is a Subaru trip. Subaru Kenya should sponsor these trips really, because clearly we were really marketing their cars.
We've covered more than half the distance.
Good morning, my peoples. You have seen that beautiful sunrise. Now guys, we've seen very nice landscapes, but it was very dark. We cannot even show you, because when you travel from, right now we are in the Geita region, but when you travel from Bukoba till here, around the somewhere along the road where it's very near to Burundi and Rwanda, and you know how the landscape of Rwanda looks. There are a lot of hills, a lot of valleys and all that, so there was very nice view. But now it was dark, and our cameras we cannot like show you. But if you want to see those landscapes, go and check out my road trip to Rwanda. There are a lot of those landscapes, so you can just feed your eyes, literally. Otherwise, it's been a nice journey. Thank God we came very early in the morning because we've covered half the distance at some very crazy speed limits. That is the trick to travel Tanzania. If you have a long distance to cover, and maybe it's a road that you've seen before, because it has very nice landscapes. But if you've covered that distance before, like we have, just rise up very early in the morning or travel very in the evening from 8 when there are no policemen. There you can just speed as much as you want, as long as you drive carefully. But otherwise, from now on, all speed limits, all traffic rules apply. And we are just somewhere where the poster of 50 kilometers per hour begins. Now we are just crawling. At the end of 50 kilometers, we speed again until when we get close to the 50 kilometer, we tunashikilia break until when we get to 50 kilometer, and then we crawl again. That is how you do it. But otherwise, it's a nice journey, and I'm excited to get to Mwanza.
The way that I cat with the stick, the girls are calling me Yellow. And right now, y'all rocking with Mama Jones. Living it up. I got many flows, let me switch it up.
Sasa tuko Geita. Okay, we're in Geita and we just stopped by somewhere in Katoro to have our breakfast. And since we came to Tanzania, every breakfast is just either chicken soup, goat soup, beef stew, beef soup, or fish soup with some chapati. I'm just waiting for my order, but this is how we eat. Solid. This one is goat soup. So of course, now I don't know how you guys eat your soup, but ensure you just squeeze in some lemon and a piece of pepper. That is the secret. You will never ever eat plain soup. And their soup is very natural. There are no additives, they just boil the soup. How do you like the soup?
It's so yummy. I never knew I'd have such heavy breakfast. Mintamia Tanzania. Come and tell me Tanzania.
You've already umeshaachana na nini? Na Uganda Katogo. The Ugandans Katogo.
They failed us.
That's how they move on so fast.
They move on so fast. Wanaweza kukuacha kwa mata. Really? Move on too fast.
Too fast.
You just like the Katogo the other day. The bananas with the ginners.
It was yummy, but sasa that is nice.
This gender.
That is nice, I see.
This gender. Anyways, looking forward to enjoying my breakfast. So guys, last time when I passed by Geita when I was heading towards Rwanda, so many people really wanted me to mention the fact that this was the home for the former president, Magufuli. This is where he comes from. And I believe he's also buried somewhere in Geita. So it is a very significant town. And actually it is a region called Geita. It is a very significant region, and it is a rich region because there is a lot of gold here. There are a lot of mining areas, mining companies for gold. So you can just pass by, you'll see a lot of settlement along the road, but trust me, even if you don't see any skyscrapers, this is a very rich area. So if you are a gold miner, you might consider coming here. So guys, this is the roundabout that is going to take us to Mwanza. We've been in the Geita region. I believe this is still the Geita region, but now we are taking this turn. Oh, Mama Sulu. Look at the church.
It's so pretty. Tanzania has very pretty churches.
Yes, I agree with that. Especially Catholic churches.
The architecture is amazing.
Amazing indeed.
Oh, this one looks like a city.
Yes. I believe that this is the Geita town. I don't know if it is a city or what, but it looks like a town.
Looks a bit modern.
Yes, it is modern, and there are plenty of hills. It's surrounded by hills. So when you're passing through these towns, even if you won't see the speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour, just ensure you go at 50 or below, and observe all the traffic lights.
Stagey a bit. It's too many street lights.
Nataka kukimbia na una break. What do you expect? Rafuzi la mola Tanzania.
Rafuzi. Sasa tunababaisha Kiswahili. Wakenya wababaisha Kiswahili.
Lakini sisi wanapenda rafuzi letu.
Lakini Kiswahili chetu sio kizuri.
So I believe that these are mung beans. Are they mung beans or are they wheat?
Nikalia sorghum ama millet.
They're sorghum.
Millet.
Millet.
It's not a millet.
But they also look like mung beans.
Mung beans is what?
Green gram. Or they're not yellow. They're not green enough.
They don't look.
Guys, we've just passed Geita. We just stopped here to take a breath as we wait for the other car to get here so that we can go together, because you know, when you're traveling in a foreign country, it's best that you travel together for many reasons. So we've just called and they've told us they're behind, and we are using Google Maps. They took a wrong turn somewhere, or maybe an alternative route, but they're just coming behind. So it's always best that you go together so that you cannot take different. You might be going the same place, but the Google Map shows different direction because of, you know, Google Maps usually try to give you a shorter route, a route with less traffic, and in the course of that someone can get lost somewhere. So it's good that you stick together. Driving on this road again, it's a night I slept for only 3 hours. You know, we left Bukoba at 4. The other driver has been driving the entire journey. I did not doze off, but he also felt sleepy. I gave him a break. We are 70 kilometers away. That would be maybe an hour. When you are on the road and there is no speed limit, you can drive whichever speed you feel like, because it's a personal car. In other countries it is 80, in other countries it's limitless. For here you can drive whichever speed you want if there is no speed limit. But once you see the speed limit, ensure you go as slowly as possible until you get to maybe 10. If it is 50 kilometers per hour, try driving at 40 kilometers per hour by the time you get to that signpost. Because if you get to the signpost and you're still at maybe even 51, trust me, there is a policeman hiding somewhere. Hey, Tanzanian police, you're just extra. They like hiding somewhere so that they can catch you. They have a speed gun, so they'll just take a photo of you, and then they'll just show you where. Even if you pass him on the next checkpoint for the traffic police, trust me, they'll have that photo. They don't have time to edit your photo, by the way. So just ensure you are below the required speed. You just go slowly. So you should see, it is usually dramatic. I could be coming at 120, but once I see the signpost is there, by the time I get to the signpost, I'll be at 40 kilometers per hour or even 30. And then I just crawl slowly. And that is how you hack these roads. Otherwise, if you cannot maintain the speed limits, just drive at night. It's safer that way. Drive at night, past 8 and earlier than 6:30 in the morning. You'll survive. This is when you know you have arrived at the city of rocks. Rocks are just magnificent. What else can I say? Beautiful. And there are a lot of millet and sorghum plantations. All these are millet and sorghum plantations. So we're going to eat very healthy ugali. And I'm excited. I want to go and take photos in those millet farms. We finally got to our destination for the day. Guys, you know this place, Rocky Bay. If you've never watched my previous video about this place, I did an exclusive review of this place. It's just one of the picturesque places you'll ever come to. It is one of the reasons why I fell in love with Mwanza. Millie, this is your first time here?
Yes.
And?
It's breathtaking. It's worth it.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's just a picture that has been taken out of a movie.
Yeah.
Not even a movie. It's just like, you see those pictures you usually see on your screensavers. It's that perfect.
Yeah. It was worth waking up in the morning, eh?
Very, very much worth it. Very much worth it. By the way, if you want to come to this place, just check out Rocky Bay, and it's magical. So we are staying, some people will be staying in the semicircle house, others will be staying in the Ephraim, and we are excited. So guys, check out the photos of how this place looks and the review on my previous video as we check in.
Yes.
It is the same rate that we said yesterday, last time. It is 100. Okay, I'll confirm. But the prices for the rooms, the Ephraim can accommodate up to 4 people. The semicircle house can accommodate a maximum of 2 people. And here are their prices. So guys, if you've been following our journey since we began this circuit, you'll realize that we've been rushing through some places that we should have stayed longer, and we've also been traveling on a budget. But always, in every trip that we make, we usually plan a place or 2 where we get to unwind and blow our budget a little. So, Rocky Bay is that place. The place is so quiet. It has the best ambience. The staff are so kind and they make the most delicious food ever. We also love the place because of the beautiful sunset and sunrise that you can catch while you're here.
What?
Baby girl,
What?
listen to me. I'm a hangover.
Later that evening, we had our dinner, played a few games, and had a bonding session before we called it a day. So guys, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to our virtual family. Guys, we had a wonderful evening, and even before it got to the evening, we ensured we got the sunset. As usual, guys, you know we are the sunset chasers. Thank God today the weather is better. People woke up very early in the morning to swim. Others woke up very early in the morning to take the sunrise. Basically, you can see the sunrise and the sunset from this place. And it was just, you know, Rocky Bay always rocks. We've taken so many photos. I don't know if I'll even post all of them, but there are too many. I'm too selective with the photos I post. Now we're having our breakfast. This is what we're having. There's some coffee, milk, a variety of tea, and then there is some juice and all this. This is what is in the menu, and we have all selected number 1. Because we want to be so full, the next meal we'll be having maybe will be either a snack at lunchtime or dinner. But let me show you how this number 1 looks like, the full farm breakfast. So this is our breakfast. Millie, what is your experience in Rocky Bay? How many photos have you taken?
I can't take enough of photos here. Like, it just never ends. I want more and more and more.
Millie, so you're supposed to pay for us to stay here for 5 days.
5 days, Millie.
I know.
5 days.
I could stay here for about a month. The environment is calming. Yeah, everything is just nice.
When you are on your way, as you're coming to this place, you won't expect that this is what you'll see here, because it's just somewhere in. There's some farms around. You just see some people doing like working on their gardens. You won't think that there is such a modern place in such an environment. It's just Rocky Bay.
A hidden
It's a hidden gem indeed. It is a hidden gem.
That's the one.
Yes, even Victor today, even if he's camera shy, he agrees that it is a hidden gem.
Come to Rocky Bay. You will not be disappointed.
And by the way,
And
guys,
the food.
yes, and the food is good.
The people are good.
The guys, we met Shangwe again. Where is she? we kept asking, is Shangwe in today? Is Shangwe in today? Thank God on the day that we were coming, she was around, and we had a very nice supper. Of course, I always eat some really nice and tender pork. Others ate some chicken. Others, it was just. This is goals. This place is goals. Now, one thing you need to come when you come here to know when you come here, the network is a bit. It's neither here nor there. At times you have network, at times you don't have network. Shangwe. Shangwe, you need to say hi to these people. I keep saying Shangwe, 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 Shangwe. Aya, Shangwe, say hi. Hello. She's camera shy. But she makes our stay here very interesting and nice. So today we are heading towards Mwanza, but we've thoroughly enjoyed the stay here. And if you want to stay away from any kind of civilizations, this is the place to be. You'll just come, enjoy your stay. It's calm, serenity, swim, do all those things. Family room is 190,000 Tanzanian shillings. And then the other one?
It is 120.
120?
Yes.
Yes. So if you come, expect something around that figure. It might change or not because of the rate of dollar. Yes, but as compared to last time, I think there's a very small difference. Yes. So let's have our breakfast and then we'll head towards Mwanza. I can't even believe I'm leaving again. I wish I had more days.
Me too.
You can stay.
We need an extra day.
We need an extra day, but we have to rush somewhere. You know, we did a trip of 14 days and it looks like there are 2 days that we wasted somewhere at the border and those other places. So we'll just have to leave. So we'll take you to the rock city so that you can see where all these rocks come from. I told you guys, there is magic made when the Lake Victoria and the rocks come together. And of course with the serenity, it's heaven on earth. Let me have my breakfast. These are the ladies who are making this place look the way it looks. Guys, this is picture perfect. And they're very kind. That's why you keep coming back. You know, you can have a very nice place, and if the people who stay there or people who work there are not so good, people won't return.
Sure.
But of course, this is home for us. Karibu! Asante! I've never really known this is the palm trees up close. When you see it in the plantation and when you see it as a beautiful tree, they look different.
Right.
This is the fruit where you get the palm oil. Yes, it is this yellow and it has some yellow sap in it. So what they usually do, they collect all the fruits and then they pound them. So they're usually collected and then once they're this ripe, they can even be more yellow than this, like the entire fruit. And then it is pound together. It's mixed with some hot water, and then it gets squeezed. The liquid gets squeezed from the fruits, from the pound fruits, and then there'll be a separation. Now the oil part will float on top, and then the water will remain at the bottom. Now they collect the oil on top, and then the oil gets dehydrated. At times maybe if it is a factory, there is bleaching of the oil and many other processes. That is how the palm oil is produced. I learned about that. The black ones are not ripe. Until they get ripe is when they get harvested. This is just amazing. Can you believe it? It is beautiful. Meaning that we can produce palm oil in East Africa. Yeah. We saw it in Uganda, we've seen it in Tanzania as well. I think it is something that we should exploit. Here they are used as some trees that are used to beautify the place. You can see how beautiful this place is, but you can imagine if it can be this beautiful and still produce something this delicious. The last time we were here, we said that we would sign and then we just left in a hurry. Today we are in no hurry. We are signing. Oh, bad handwriting. So guys, we are leaving Rocky Bay and we are heading towards Mwanza, the city now, and it's been such a nice stay. From Rocky Bay, for you to get to Mwanza, you have to use the ferry. It is usually around 30 to 40 minutes ride, but you'll have to wait for the ferry. There are two ferries that keep alternating. When one is on one side, the other one is on the other side. There's also a bridge that will replace the ferry maybe later in the year, or I don't know what is the timeline, but it is still under construction. I would say it is 3/4 way done, but maybe by the time you come here you will get a bridge. But I really wished we could get the bridge, but there's no harm as long as we get to Mwanza, the rock city. So expect to see so many rocks on the road. Some will make hills, some are just rocks in the middle of nowhere. There are plenty of rocks in Lake Victoria side of Mwanza, and I'm excited to show you guys. I'm so excited to show you. So if you're a photographer, you can just come to Mwanza to take photos on the rocks, on the lake. For those who are planning for a destination wedding, Rocky Bay is a place worth considering. Amazing. On our way to MANDHARI Island, we also saw a lot of rocks. There were not much rocks by the lake, but you could just find them on the way. But they look really stunning. You can see the bridge from this end. I'm not allowed to record it up close because last time we were actually fined for recording the place out when we are very close. But it's going to be a beautiful bridge. That one I have no doubt. Look at that. Oh my God! And next to it is a ferry. I think it's the ferry that we are going to use. Killed almost 2 hours at the ferry, and but thank God we used a new ferry. I think there are a couple of them, maybe 3 or 4 there, but hey, it takes too long. Easy to this other side, it took almost 30 minutes. It's around 2. I don't know how much we can cover in that short time, but we are up for the challenge. Just wondering how difficult or how easy it is to climb those hills. I think it can be very difficult to climb those hills, and there are a couple of them. Nadia, yeah. You're already hungry? Very hungry. But we were on the car from the time we had our breakfast. We were on the car and then the ferry. The heat has gone away on my heat. How does the heat melt the food in your stomach? I do not know. I just know that I'm sleepy, hungry. Oh, my biologists, please tell me, how does heat and sitting down melt food in your stomach? In this case it does. Huh? Yeah. I can't even. are getting into Mwanza, and I think this is the industrial area because I can see so many factories around. There is even this petroleum depot here, and there was the railway just behind. Usually you'll realize that in most East African countries, I don't know about the other countries, I've never been to those other countries, but the railway usually either passes through or stops at an industrial area. That is because most of the time it brings maybe raw materials for manufacture or some stuff. Logistically, it makes a lot of sense. So we're just getting into the city. I can't wait to show you guys how the lake looks on the Mwanza side. It's the most beautiful view ever. Some of the places we'll be visiting, I've shown them in my previous video on my road trip from Mombasa to Rwanda. So if you've not watched the video, please check it out. But because I'm coming with my friends and they've never been to these places, I will ensure they also have something similar, but I'll mix it up with a few other places that we've never been to, so that it cannot be entirely the same thing. And also it is good to just explore other places that you've never been to before from the previous trips.
Olivia. Niko nako nakufa basi.
Tunatumia ingine?
Tunatumia hii.
This is what we call a walking safari. This time we've seen more animals than we thought. Even you can see there's an impala just by the stairs. Hi impala! It's still looking at me. Hello! The last time we came here it was in the morning and there were no much animals. Actually they were hidden, but this time they're brave enough to say hi. So I'm trying to compare this island to Sese Island and to MANDHARI Island. They are very different, as you can see. One has, Sese has a lot of palm trees. There are no much rocks and the grassland is a bit limited. And this one is just full of rocks and many animals. It is not inhabited by people, but there's camping areas if you would like. And it has a couple of animals. It's like a walking safari. Ndere has a couple of animals, but most of them they are like zebras, and there's a lot of hiking and very nice views. This one also has very nice views. Now there is Rubondo, and there is this is Sanane. So there is Rubondo, which I'm told is very similar to Sanane but bigger and has more animals, as according to the guide, the one who introduced us to this place today, he says Rubondo looks better than this place. So it is for you to access Rubondo, you have to go to Geita. It was, I think, in one of our, initially it was in our plan, but we ran out of time. So we just chose this one because it is more convenient. For you to go to Rubondo, use the ferries from the mainland to the island. So guys, this is another tour of this place. If you've never seen the video I made about this island, you might really enjoy this. There are plenty of viewpoints. Look at that. Look at those rocks. Just imagine a sunset here. Can you just imagine a sunset here? It will be the best view ever. And by the way, because you're hiking, you might need hiking shoes. Today, my hiking shoes were very far. I just picked any shoes that I could get. The paths are very clear. You will not slide, but you might just need some comfortable shoes to come this way. So let's continue with our hiking. So when you come camping, this is where you do your camping. You can set a bonfire there. I've seen some light on that tree. This is the kitchen. It is partially furnished, but they are working on it. So if you come with your own camping gear and everything, it will be fine. Guys, imagine we were considering camping and then I was outvoted. I was for the camping idea, but we were like three. We were actually three. We were 3 by 3, but still people were like, let's just not camp this time. I really wanted to wake up to this sunrise, but there'll be another time. Some people are so scared of camping. I am not mentioning them. I'm not even looking at them.
No, I'm not afraid. I just feel like we needed proper planning to come and camp.
What is
Plus, we got in here late at 4 p.m. and then decided to camp. It would be a bit inconveniencing for a rush plan.
It was not 4. We were here by 3. It was 3. But anyways. Millie? Yeah? You remember we had such a place in Dere Island? The savannah area. Now try comparing the savannah area here, which they call Little Serengeti, to the one in Dere Island. The one in Dere Island is vast and
very massive.
It's massive. It's
beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes. This one is, I think, a small one, and then it's not like leveled and all that. The one in Dere looked like someone was taking care of the savannah.
Yeah, so neat.
Yeah, it was too neat. Picture perfect. So the original owner of this island, Mr. Sanane, used to stay in the savannah area, but he was convinced by the government to let go of the island so that it can be used as a national reserve, and that is why we are here today. Otherwise, we could not have this tour right now. So thanks to the Sanane guy, this was very noble. So when you come here, just know that the tour of the place can take 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So when you come here, ensure you come at least by 3:30, and then you'll be taken all round. We've gone to the main parts. We've not like covered the entire nature trail or maybe walking safari because of time, and of course we love photos. We love so many photos, so we have so many photos for you guys. Go and check on our Instagram, and it's nice. It's always refreshing to tour Sanane National Park. It's always, it never gets old. Every time I return here, I take the photos as if I never even came to this place in the first place. And did I mention in Tanzania, I think Mwanza is my favorite city. I love Dar es Salaam, but I love Mwanza more because of the rocks. I just love lakes, large water bodies next to rocks. I'm sold. I'm totally sold. So right now we are going to catch a sunset, which I think is gone. I think it's gone, but let's see what we can get. We'll catch a sunset. If we won't get a sunset, we'll get somewhere to just chill and enjoy our trip. And of course, socializing plays a very big part of this trip because you get to talk to people, get new ideas. You just talk about life. This is how you make networks. So when I tell you to come for these trips, you might just get the solution to many of your problems. And I'm not kidding. So we're going to get some accommodation, and then some people were excited about finding accommodation outside the national park because of raving. Let's hope the Mwanza nightlife is good. I've never been to the Mwanza nightlife, but I hope it's really nice. Yes, stay tuned. We still have a lot to see even before the end of the day.
Ukerewa ni mbali sana?
Unavuka maji? Lazima uvuke maji.
Look at these vintage cars. We are here there's a resort next to Sanane. It's called Samaki. You've said it's called Samaki. What's the name of the place? Tilapia. Tilapia what? Tilapia Hotel. Look at the vintage cars. Okay, can I touch it? I have touched a Rolls Royce. Wacha nishike tu ndo niseme nimeguza. Wow. Hey. Sabani si kurembo. This is so good. If you ever pass by Mwanza and need a place to hang out, pass by Tilapia restaurant. It has nice ambience, a great view of the lake, and very, very nice music. Unfortunately for us, we did not have a reservation and the place was fully booked. Tonight, some people are going to club. There's a very nice place we saw the last time we were here. It was in, what is the name of the hotel? Malaika Beach Resort. Yes, they had a very nice club. So we'll go and check out how rave feels like in Mwanza. It's a good thing that we have a local actually, a friend of Victor, and he's the one who's helping us get these places. Like there in Tilapia, we could never have known that place, and it is right next to Sanane. We could never have known about that place if he did not recommend. So it's good to always have a local in a city. It helps a lot. Oh, look at the city at night. Oh my God. Goldcrest Hotel. It looks really good from here. So guys, we've just had our dinner. We are getting into Malaika Beach Resort to see how the nightlife in Mwanza looks like. This club was really amazing with great music. Unfortunately, there were very few people. Apparently, we had gone on a wrong day. We were informed that usually it gets full on Saturday nights, so check it out when you visit Mwanza. It's day 15 of our road trip around Lake Victoria. We call it the Lake Victoria Circuit.
Good one.
We got a guide from Sanane National Park yesterday who was willing to take us all the way to Ukerewe. Ukerewe is the largest island, actually not just an island, it is the largest lake island in Lake Victoria. It is the 5th largest lake island in the world. So you can imagine how big it is. Now, what you know about Ukerewe Island, other than being the biggest, it is the place where most albinos ran to. You remember there was a time that the albino people were endangered when they were in Tanzania because of the color of their skin. Some people thought that they were like some sort of, what do you call them? Some people would sacrifice them and yes, and use them for rituals and all that. You just know, black magic, you understand, eh? I know I don't understand either how that works, but it's just sad. Discrimination, I wouldn't call it even discrimination. They were just being hunted like animals, which is very unfair. However, we tried Googling about Ukerewe and there's very little information about Ukerewe. That is why, as adventurers, we're going to find out.
Yes.
So, just stay tuned so that you can find out like with us. You remember Sese Island? It was just so magical. I love Sese Island because it is untapped, just like Ukerewe. So I'm excited to find out about what happens in Ukerewe. And before I even continue, guys, we stayed in there's a is it called a lodging or bed and breakfast?
Yeah, it's a lodge.
Yeah, it's just a lodge. We got referred to this lodge. It's called City Gold. Yes, it's called City Gold in Mwanza, and the total charges for our accommodation tonight was
5,800.
yes, 5,800 Kenya shillings. That is the cheapest accommodation you could ever get. I mean, that is the cheapest. Now the bed was comfortable. It is a very simple place. Basically, don't come expecting luxury. Just know you'll come, lay your head and move on. Do not complain, do not just lay your head and move on, and that is exactly what we've done. Okay, so there are many ways of going to Ukerewe from Mwanza. There is a boat, I think, that you can get from Mwanza all the way to Ukerewe, but yes, is it a ferry or a boat?
It's a ferry.
Okay, some people say it is a boat, some people say it is a ferry. The other guy, yes, he said it was actually a ship. So that one is a bit expensive. That is why we opted out, and also we felt like we will miss out on the sceneries on the road. The road from the border from Mwanza to the border of Sirare is very scenic. So we said that we're not missing out on any sceneries. We want to see everything on the road because most of the time we pass there when it's at night. So guys, are you excited as I am? I hope you are. So stay tuned, and we are going on this journey. We are using the shorter route and we'll show you on the road as we continue. So stay tuned. If you have not watched any of my videos, my friends, you're missing out. This entire road trip has been just the best. It's so good to travel with people, and you get like dynamics change when you are with people, because everyone brings in something to the table. Everyone brings in some energy, some vibe, and makes the whole trip interesting. So guys, let's continue with this trip, and I'm excited.
suburbs of Mwanza. Yes. Jane, this is the suburbs. This is where the rich come and construct their homes.
Before leaving Mwanza, we decided to check out Bismarck Rock. It is one of the major tourist attractions in Mwanza, and it is right next to the road, and it is also adjacent to Mwanza Port and the fish market. It is free of charge to see it, but if you want to climb it, you may have to pay 1,000 Tanzanian shillings, but you will also have to pay for the boat ride. Later, we went to the fish market because we were very much interested in the deep fried dagaa. It was so delicious, we had to carry a couple of kilograms. So guys, other than Kisumu, Jinja and Kampala, Mwanza is the other city by the shores of Lake Victoria. It is known as the Rock City due to its unusual rock formations in the lake and also on land, and Bismarck Rock is just one of them. We are just touring this city, but I have done a proper tour of the Mwanza city in my previous videos on my road trip to Rwanda. So guys, go and check out the entire video for more details. So guys, we are headed towards Ukerewe Island, which is the largest island in Lake Victoria. We are using the Sirari Mbeya Road and we will branch from the main highway at Bunda, which is 156 kilometers away. If you look at the map, you'll realize that Ukerewe Island is not very far from Mwanza. However, you'll have to use a ferry to use the shorter route. But the ferry schedules are also very limiting, so you have to book in advance and be prepared in advance for you to get it.
Miwa.
Muluya anakula miwa. Unasiaga miwa.
On our way, we came across this bridge. It is so narrow that it can accommodate only one car at a go. You may have to take turns in crossing the bridge if there are so many cars waiting. My breakfast was very light. It was a piece of bread and one egg. Okay.
And a pancakes.
2 boiled eggs. That to me is a joke. When I travel, I prefer having heavy breakfast. So because I did not have enough breakfast, this journey is turning out to be a long one, but I love food. And guys, look at Lake Victoria.
That is Lake Victoria, and it's marshy.
So guys, we've just crossed from Simiyu region. We started with Mwanza, and then after Mwanza it was Simiyu region. After Simiyu region, we are now in the Mara. And you can see here is the gate to Serengeti National Park. When we were at Lamadi, we had to get some corn. We love roasted corn because we are very, very hungry, and you could see the difference in vegetation as you go. But the lake is very close to the road. Very close, you'll be surprised. I cannot even believe that Serengeti is very close to Lake Victoria. I never knew until I took this journey. So guys, 2 minutes into Serengeti, and we can already see some zebras and wildebeests on the road. Isn't this just amazing? Now every time we use this route, we usually pass at night. This time we decided that we wanted to see what happens on the road because we saw some very nice terrains from a distance. This is just magical. Look at that. And then look at those hills. Oh my God. It's insane. It's insanely beautiful. Just look at that again. As we were approaching Bunda Junction, we realized that there were so many speed restrictions, some as low as 30 kilometers per hour. We also gathered that it's because Serengeti National Park was right next to the road, and there are so many pastoralist communities living nearby. These restrictions are meant to protect the livestock and the wild animals which might be crossing the road. We also noticed that there were so many dogs which had been hit by motorists on the road. So guys, when you're using this road, please be careful and also consider the lives of animals. The road from Bunda to the ferry landing site was so scenic, and it is also one of the best roads we've ever driven in Tanzania. You'll be tempted to overspeed, but please do not, because there are so many children crossing the road. From Bunda to the ferry landing site is 80 kilometers away. So we have to rush so that we can get there in good time. That's the point. You better find out. Okay guys, we are still we're checking out sipping Kilimanjaro water, taking a break, stretching our legs, taking photos and checking out how the photos look like and repeating more photos. We're taking more and more photos. By the way, I did not realize that I had this feather that looks like my shirt. Adia, did you see this?
You stole my feather.
Adia, it looks good. It looks good on me with this outfit. I mean,
Hands up.
anyways, so we are chasing the ferry again. This is our second time. This is our second time chasing the ferry.
Life, part of our life.
Oh my God! If you are trying to access islands, just know you'll chase ferries because they have the time when they do not work. The last ferry in Sese Island was at 6 p.m. and we've been told here we can get. Initially, we were told it would be at 6, but now we've been told it's by 7. You know, we had given up because right now it is 6:05. We're hoping that we're not going all the way to the ferry, only to be told that we cannot go to Ukerewe Island. Surely it will be such a waste, but I enjoyed the journey.
The views were spectacular.
Yes, and the views were spectacular. Oh my. The moment we just crossed over to the Mara region,
It's so beautiful.
views.
Tanzania, you have a beautiful country.
Yes, Tanzania is indeed a beautiful country. And the other side, the Simiyu area, yeah, they have plenty of watermelons, pineapples, tomatoes.
Miwa.
Yes, sugarcane. We even bought some sugarcane. Basically, it's a very fertile place because there's plenty of food.
Did you mention their maize? So sweet.
Yes, they're maize. Yes, the ones, especially when they're roasted. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So guys, let's continue with our journey. The sun is about to set. I hope we'll get the sunset while we are in the ferry. We are still optimistic. Adventurers are just never serious because what is this?
It's never that serious. Life is never that serious. We'll enjoy the fun.
They would not resist that view as well.
We are hoping that it is worth it because I'm sorry guys, but this is very funny. Imagine we miss the ferry and just know that this place, like it's in the interior. We are sure we cannot get any accommodation at the landing site. So just imagine we've covered like from Bunda Balili Junction there. We're covering over 80 kilometers and then we miss the ferry. It will be such a waste. We'll be glad that we tried. Yeah, we are hoping that we tried. So guys, hey, let me tell you something. These guys, you see that? Yes, that is the lake. So these guys just stay
Less than 200 meters.
Yes, less than 200 meters from the lake. Others even 100 meters from the lake. They have very beautiful beaches and they are just Nawaringi next to the shores or to the beaches of Lake Victoria. And they're just chilled. Nawaringi, by the way, if it could be, my friend, if I could be staying next to the lake like that, and I have like some sort of beach next to my house, the whole world would know. The whole world would know. What? But it's good to be humble. So let's continue with our journey and hopefully we'll get the ferry. The race is almost over. Let's hope the landing site is here. Crossing fingers.
We joke too much.
I'll play too much. Adventure kweli, aki adventure wewe. Hey.
Umetuonesha maneno.
Since the ferry, I'm seeing a lot of cars cross those fingers.
We're finally at the ferry. It is MV Musoma. And Hadia has gone to pay and see if we can get a spot on the ferry because we're not sure if it will take all these cars. There are a couple of them right in front of us and we are hoping we'll get a spot. Otherwise, hey, if we'll not get a spot, it will be very tragic. We've come all the way. Let's hope for the best. After the chase, we made it to the ferry. I'm so grateful. The ferry, how long did the trip take? It was around 30 to 40 minutes. And it was so smooth, but we almost missed the ferry, by the way. We were, I think, the last people to get to the ferry, and I thank God we made it. Now we are getting into the island. We are trying to see if we can get somewhere to sleep and some food, because we are very hungry. I'm telling you, adventure. We don't know where we are going to sleep, by the way. We don't know where we're going to get food, but I'm told there are millions of people in this island, so I'm expecting that I'll get something. But so far, happy we are here. We are just happy we are here. We made it. I can't even believe it, and I can't wait to show you guys the views of the place we'll be staying. I don't know if we'll have views, but we are praying for some views. Guys, we've gone round. This is basically we are almost finishing up the whole circuit. We started our journey in Kisumu. We went all the way to Uganda. We went to Jinja, Kampala, went to Sese Island. We've gone to so many places. We've been to Tanzania. We went to Bukoba, Mwanza, and right now we are in Ukerewe Island. It is the largest island. It is the largest lake island in Lake Victoria, and it is the 5th largest in the world. So you can imagine what a big deal this place is. So we came in yesterday in the evening, and there was a blackout. We even thought that this island does not have any form of electricity, but we were told that there was a blackout. Taken our breakfast as usual. Supu ya kuku na chapati. Best food for breakfast in Tanzania and Uganda, we have realized. So today we are going to explore this island. We do not know the island. We do not have any actual guide, but we have a local whom we came with from Mwanza. So we are going to go around the island and see what happens around this place. Basically, we're just trying to check out their way of life, how the lake benefits them and all that. But I'm so excited. Remember, this island, it's one of those islands that was like some sort of refuge homes for the albinos. Others call them albinos. Yes, they were being hunted in the mainland in Tanzania.
People living with albinism.
Yes, I'm excited to find out more about this island, and maybe I'll contribute to some wealth of knowledge that is out there about this island. And so guys, let's explore together. I'm with my friends. We are 6 of us. 3 of us are in this car. The other 3 are in the other car that you'll see. It is right in front of us, and we're excited about this journey. So this is where we slept. It's just like any other lodge. There is just a simple bed and a bathroom, period. Don't come here expecting much, because we'll just have a simple bed and a bathroom. Probably,
and it's really clean.
Yes, it's very clean. You won't get hot water, but it's very clean, and the staff there are very friendly. And there is our guide. He's not really a guide, he's become a friend who's just a local. You know, when you travel to these places, it's best that you have someone from around. This is just a fully fledged town.
And it's a Sunday, so
yes, it's a Sunday, so people are going to church. Even there's a bank here. Look at this. There's a bank here. Mikahawa. So we're still going round. This is the other ferry, isn't it? Yes.
Port here.
It's cheap. But I think I've seen some people coming from there. So yesterday, if we could have left Mwanza at 8 a.m, we could have arrived at 4 hours on the ship. Yes, Nancy Port is just over there, so we cannot go beyond there. It doesn't feel like an island. It's just, I don't know what we expected of an island, but it doesn't feel like an island. This feels like the mainland. So these are the carts they use to carry water. So we are from reporting at the police station. We met the OCPD, very friendly guy, and we just reported that we are foreigners who are around his jurisdiction and we're just touring. We mean no harm. You know, at times it's good when you're a guest somewhere, you just go and say hi to the elders around, and we've just done that. So what I've realized so far is that this is a very fertile land. There are a lot of maize plantation. Can I call them plantation? Small farms for cassavas, maize. That is what I've seen so far. Yes, but we are still touring the place and I'm excited. So this is just a full-fledged town, or let me call it a district, because once you are inside, you don't even realize it's an island. It's just like the mainland. You can see on this side, when we left the ferry yesterday, there was no tarmac road. It was just some maram road. But when we go to the headquarters here, we have tarmac road, and it's just like any other road. Basically, this is just a place like any other place. And then there are palm trees. I don't know what it is about islands and palm trees. Nikuulize, mti huyu wa palm hizo ya kutoa mafuta ziko nyingi sana Tanzania?
Nyingi, na mkoa ambao ni maarufu zaidi ni Kigoma.
Oh, Kigoma.
Yes, Kigoma ndio tunatoka, lakini zingine ambazo ni coconut ni kwenye coastal areas.
Oh. So hiyo yenye iko Kigoma, mnatumia kuproduce mafuta ama tu ni chache?
Mafuta ambao ni zile tunasema mawese.
Mawese, niliambiwa ni mawese.
I would think it's just a mainland, just a normal place. It has everything.
Yeah, if someone just covered your eyes and dropped you here, you wouldn't know it's an island.
I would not. It doesn't have islandy vibes.
What is islandy vibes, Adia?
I would imagine I would be seeing water all around me. But then this is a bit vast.
Yeah.
So that's why we cannot even see from where we are standing. We cannot see Lake Victoria.
Mambo zenu. Ana huyu. Welcome to the Tanzanian Albino Society. I think this is where it is like some sort of their school and also where they stay. From what we could read, it has so many albinos because so many of them came to this place. Let's find out. It looks like a very beautiful place. Look at that.
Lakini pia tuna vijiji 76 ambavyo vinaunganisha Ukerewe nzima. Chama chetu cha watu wenye albino kimegawanyika katika sehemu 3, ambapo sehemu ya kitaifa, sehemu ya mkoa na sehemu ya wilaya. Kwa utakapoenda kila wilaya.
So mnapewa hii bure?
Hii tunapewa bure.
Ukerewe ni sehemu ya Mwanza ama ya Mara?
Ni sehemu ya Mwanza.
Ni sehemu ya Mwanza?
Ukerewe ni sehemu ya Mwanza. Kikatoliki ni sehemu ya Bunda.
Kuna maktaba njoo ujisomee, habari utapata maarifa uongezee. Wanani papendeza mazingira na umeme UTC, nafapenda umoja usipotee.
Wewe ni rapa.
Ukerewe Albinism Society acts as a counterforce to the isolation and exclusion of the people with albinism by creating opportunities for all community members to interact in a positive and mutually enriching ways. It empowers people living with albinism by teaching them independence and ways to generate income. Also, it educates them on healthy living and provides resources such as sunscreen products. The Ukerewe community also benefits from this center as they can utilize the conference facilities, free library, clean water, and also get training on arts and crafts where they can also get employment. If you'd like to support this society, you can buy their crafts, donate to the society, and also create awareness to reduce stigma on people living with albinism.
Hili jengo lilijengwa baada ya Tanzania kupata uhuru.
1962.
1962. Na area commissioner wa kwanza aliyechaguliwa na Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere alikuwa anaitwa Msonga. Kwa hiyo alijenga hili jengo kwa sababu ya muunganyiko wa vijiji ya jamaa. Kajenga hili hapa inaitwa Motel Garu, ila libadilishwa jina kwa sababu ya biashara ya mtu. Alafu na lingine liko Garu. Kutoka hapa kwenda kule ni kilomita 40. Siku nyingine mkija, kama Mungu atakuwa ametuwekea uzima, tutaenda kuangalia mambo mengi.
People who live in Ukerewe, they speak, what is the name of the language of the tribe?
Kijita au Kikerewe.
Kikerewe ama Kijita.
Kijita ndio Mustang ya Ukerewe au Kikerewe.
Ni Mara.
Kijita ni Mara. Hapa Ukerewe wanaongea Kikerewe.
Na karibu ina sound kama Kikuria. Ama Kikisi.
Ama Kikisi. Hapana. Mkerewe kabisa, yule Mkerewe original. Akiongea lafzi yake na yule mtu wa Uganda. Zinaingiliana kidogo. Kwa hiyo Mkerewe Nganda, kuna kabila inaitwa Wazinza na Mwaya pale Bukoba. Kidogo wanasharibiana baadhi ya matamshi. Hapa ni compensation niko hapa.
So ni the New Galu Beach Hotel.
New Galu Beach Hotel. Hapa sehemu ya ofisi kama mtu anahitaji. Hapa sehemu ya resta. Mtu akihitaji chakula, kula, anaweza hapa akahitaji chai, nini na nini. Kwa mtu akihitaji tunakiuza kwa shilingi 50. Kwa hela Tanzania. Kwa Kenya sijui ni dola ngapi kwa Kenya sijui.
Kwa Kenya karibu 3,000.
Hizi ndizo mbegu zetu tulizonazo.
Sasa hii ni ngapi?
Hii kwa hapa kwetu kwa Tanzania shilingi ni shilingi 25,000.
Okay.
Tanzania shilingi. Kwa Kenya
25 ni karibu 1,700 hapo 800.
Hii room ni
25 Tanzanian shillings, 25k.
1,600. So that's fair. Hii hapa ina 40 kwa Tanzania shilingi. Ina AC.
Kuna maji moto.
Maji moto kama kawaida.
Na breakfast
kama kawaida ni kurudi mle kwenye airport.
So hii package zenu zote zina breakfast. 40,000 Tanzanian shillings. Accommodation in Ukerewe is generally fair. In fact, very cheap.
Kwa Tanzania naona ni bei kubwa hii.
Jamani
kabisa. Kama mtu bwana nipe photo hapo na mbona kubwa?
Wasema
Kaka bwana wanataka wanifinyilia hivi wanifinyilia vile.
Hiyo ni 40
pia. I think zinafanana.
Kwa hiyo bwana karibuni sana.
Asante. Parking ya gari?
Gari inaingilia
hapo. Kwa karibuni.
Asante sana. The corridors have this kind of holes. I don't know what they call them, or ventilations. This reminds me of my home back in London. We used to have this. Yes, for ventilation.
So
the New Galu Hotel is a historical building that was constructed in 1962 by the area commissioner who sought to unite the Ukerewe community in this area. It was later privatized and converted into a hotel, which also offers a recreational facility right by the beach. We got a chance to meet the current manager of the hotel and it was such a pleasure. Accommodation in Ukerewe is very fair. I would say it's very affordable. For us who've traveled, we know that this place is very, very fairly priced. Now, look just above. I've learned something new. I've seen something that I didn't expect. Those are coconuts, and this is a coconut tree. I thought coconut trees only grow next to oceans, especially because of the salty water. But this is a freshwater lake and there are coconut trees. In fact, we even have some coconut. Kutembea kwingi kwa na mengi. Let's go to the beach, eat. In case you're wondering if coming all the way to Ukerewe is worth it, this is what I would say. Ukerewe has a great potential for investment and tourism. First of all, there is this beautiful beach. This is just one of the so many beautiful beaches around this island. Also, there is a dancing rock where there is a traditional guy who enchants a few words to it, and then the rock starts dancing in a different island. In another area, I am told that the islanders also swim with crocodiles. That is so fascinating. I would really like to see that. It is scary, but also interesting. Ukerewe is also made up of so many islands. We could see some of them from this beach. In fact, there is one island which is made of very white rocks. We could see it from a distance, but if you come all the way to Ukerewe from Mwanza using the ferry, you will definitely see it up close. Good. Enjoyment, cool breeze. Look at that. Look at that. We really loved Ukerewe. There is this mainland, and then there are many other islands. There are around 38 islands, and we've been told that only 15 are inhabited by people. The others are mostly used by fishermen to do some fishing. We were hoping to get some fishing camp around this island, the main one that we are in, but we've been told that most of those fishing camps are in the other islands. The people in Ukerewe, they speak Kerewe. Yes, that is a community I did not know existed, but today I've learned a lot. So far, I've really enjoyed this journey. Now, right now we are rushing towards the ferry, and if you'd like to come to this place, just know it has a 30 minutes interval. So right now it's 1:57. We're expecting to get the ferry for 2:30. Yes, so we are rushing, and you can see after you leave the headquarters, which is Nasio. Was it Nasio? Nansio. There is just the rough road. Let's chase the ferry. If you come to these islands, please just know you'll be chasing ferries, especially if you're coming with your car. You'll have to chase ferries, and I hope that one day I'll be able to do a series about the different islands around these areas, not only in Lake Victoria but all other lakes, or maybe even the oceans, because I love islands and I love water. So let's chase the ferry again. So we are at the ferry and we're waiting for the next ferry. I don't know what the procedure is, because yesterday the ticket machine had failed, but it worked later. So let's see. The ferry is up there. Okay, so guys, we were told that the ferry comes at interval of 30 minutes. But upon arriving here, we realized it's a lie. We got here at 2. We saw the one ferry going, but we were told that the next ferry will come at 4. And we are also not guaranteed a spot on the ferry, because there are these trucks that only one vehicle, there are 2 vehicles. Our cars are 2 small cars, but we were told that if a bus comes, the last time for the bus to use the ferry is 4, and there's usually a bus at 4. If it comes, we'll remain here until when it gets to 6 p.m. That the buses are given priority. Even if they come when the queue is very long up to there, the buses are usually given priority. I don't know how fair that is, or I don't know what concept they are using, but I find that very unfair, because if we get here in time, I was thinking that first come first serve would work. Now we might wait here for 2 more hours, or we might wait here for another 4 hours. So it's sad. I wish we knew about that, but if we take our cars away out of this place, maybe we go and explore somewhere else, we might even miss the ferry at 6 if we find more other people here. I can't believe I got here by 2 and I might leave here at 6 or not.
But that's be hopeful.
Dia is very hopeful about that.
Hopeful. We might just find a spot.
Because they say that maybe we could get a spot for one car, and then the other car, maybe we might get a spot for one car at 4, and maybe the other car will come at 6, but that is not an option for us. It's either both cars are going, or none of them is going. But when you're in a foreign land, just follow their rules, or follow whatever they expect you to do, because we don't know the laws around this place so well, so we cannot throw a tantrum. We'll just relax and wait for our chance to come. So it's either we go at 4 or we go at 6. Otherwise we'll look for somewhere to get maybe some lunch. People are so bored. Look at everyone on their phone. We need to get some lunch just somewhere around here. Maybe walk around and see the villages around. Maybe we'll see something different from what we have learned on the other side. I feel like Ukerewe has a lot of potential. If more people can invest in tourism here, and more people can invest in the other infrastructure like the road, we never know. Maybe we'll have a little Zanzibar in Ukerewe. It's 4 and we've been hanging around here telling stories and eating kangumus and kaimatis. We are hoping that the ferry will get a chance in this ferry. It's just, I think it will be here in the next less than 5 minutes. The inevitable happened. The other ferry has left again. The ferry that was supposed to pick us at 4. It has left again. Apparently they give buses priority, so we could not get a spot. Even if the bus just came like 2 minutes ago, all of us have been left in the queue so that the gas can pass. I'm guessing there is a policy that facilitates the bus drivers or transportation of most people, because I believe most people use the bus. To us it's unfair, but to them is the norm. But we're in a foreign country, we'll just follow their rules. Right now our cars are the first 2. We're hoping that they won't have the same narrative at 6, because now we'll have a problem. If they do the same thing, we cannot sleep on this island again. We are hoping that by 6 we'll get the next ferry. So that is waiting we got here at around 1:45, and we'll be waiting for the ferry for 4 hours. It is what it is. So we are just going to walk in that direction to see what is there. It is somewhere along the lake, and see what people do along those sides. And meanwhile, there have been people around here who are arguing whether this is millet or sorghum. No, because of being idle, or I don't know because of what, we are here arguing whether that is millet or sorghum. Google Lens is telling us it is great millet. When you search some more, it tells us it's sorghum. Now, which is it? You guys tell us. So let's just go and walk and see what happens around the villages in this side, and then we'll be back. Hopefully the next ferry will have arrived. Oh, and we are also eating kaimatis. Okay, we bought some tamarind juice, so we are eating it with some These are called kaimatis. If you're East Africanist, you understand. They're some sort of, they're made from dough. They're like mandazis. They're like what? They're made from, you do not use baking powder, but you use yeast to make these ones. So if I say yeast, you get me, right? And then you just deep fry. You make the dough, you let it proof, and then you deep fry them. That is how you make this. So let's enjoy this. Apparently today is on a Sunday. There's usually a hotel around this place, but on Sundays it's not open, so we don't have anywhere else to eat, so we just have to snack on this. Chances are, because we are going towards the border, we'll get to the border very late and we might not get somewhere to eat, so this will push us until when we can get the next decent hotel. So for now, let's go and find out what happens in the villages just by the lake. It's somewhere just close to the ferry. So let's go. There is a nursery, and you can see the lake is just right behind. In Tanzania, ugali they make from cassava. Some add some millets and maize flour. In Kenya, there are people who mix it like that, but most people just make ugali out of maize flour. But also Tanzanians eat bananas. Most of the time they cook it as, what do you call it? Green bananas. They make it like their form of starch. It's one of their staple food. So whenever you see someone has planted some maize and millet, you just see some bananas nearby, because it's like they have different, depending on the region, they have different types of staple food. A nice view.
This is how people live.
Yeah, this is how people live. You can see this house right here, it's like maybe 2 meters from the lake. I'm wondering what will happen when the lake swells, and as you've realized that most of these lakes are swelling, so we expect water to keep increasing in levels. I don't know what they'll do. They just wash the utensils in the lake. They bathe in the lake. They are naked. And in fact, there are some kids behind there who are swimming naked. The only disadvantage of people living so close to the lake is that there is some pollution just next to the lake. You'll see some clothes, some papers, some waste get just disposed directly into the lake. We've realized that there is a lot of labeling of the roads, houses and all that in Tanzania. You can see this is just a road that even doesn't exist. Okay, it's just a footpath, but there is the road there. Barabara Nkwesi. So they've done that. Even their homes have numbers. I think it is either used for statistics or it's just a way of getting an address. I would say it is a very good initiative. The only other East African country I saw that was in Rwanda. Rwanda, they have also labeled their roads and the house numbers a lot. That house over there is house number 30, house number 36. Now your address can be Nkwesi Road, house number 36. That is very simple. Even if you put a post office address, it's very, very simple. So I think I would really recommend them for that. I think it's a good initiative, but some people would not want to be identified in other countries. I'm not sure how I would like that if it was in Kenya, but it's working for them. We are still exploring. Always take the road less traveled. You'll find out something that many people haven't. You'll experience so many things that many people haven't. So here we are on top of the rocks with that beautiful view. We're just below the mango trees and it's very cool. Look at that view. These are fishermen boats. They'll go later to do some fishing. So guys, when you get to the villages, especially the fishing villages that just stay next to the lake, it's heaven on earth. You've just seen how that place looks. It's very quiet. There's nature at its best. Very quiet. I saw some fishermen. I think they're preparing to go to do some fishing. But there are plenty of mango trees, orange trees. It's basically heaven. You remember how the Garden of Eden looked? In your head, that is how it looks. So it was a good thing that we walked to the village. So we've just left the ferry. It's around 6:35 and now we are heading towards the border. We wanted to pass by Musoma as one of our towns, but we are running out of time. It could have been good if we got the first ferry that left us, but right now it's very late. We just pass by and head towards the border. So stay tuned and we'll update you as we continue with this road trip. Otherwise, these people live very close to the lake, and I guess it has some advantages and disadvantages, but it's a beautiful place. Look at that, very close to the lake, and the Lake Victoria circuit continues towards the Kenyan side. Hello from Homa Bay. We are back in Kenya. So guys, we drove all the way from Sese Island, all the way. We crossed the ferry. We came all the way to the border. It's the Isibania-Sirare border. We had some delays there because we stayed for like almost 2.5 hours, but we got sorted. We got there at around 11:30 in the evening, but we left there at around 2:05. But we had everything sorted. Finally, we are in Homa Bay. We just decided to come all the way, and we stayed somewhere in one of those lodges in Homa Bay. It is 2. We've left the hotel at 2. I'm telling you guys, we are very hungry. At least we are well rested. The drivers are well rested. And then there is Victor on the other car. So we keep exchanging cars, but let me just be honest, in this road trip, I've driven a very short distance. Most of the time Patrick has been driving and Victor has been driving on the other car. But I think next time I'll pull up my socks. But other than that, it's been so much fun. If you've not watched the entire journey, please go back and check out the other episodes in the playlist. It's just, Lake Victoria is a beautiful lake. It is quite clean and it is vast. Did you know that Kenya only has 5% of the lake? Tanzania has 49%, so you can imagine it is so big. It's been so much fun. Thank you for joining me in the journey till now. If you've not watched the other episodes, please do. And if you're new to my channel, we do such road trips. We are as adventurous as the word adventure can get. Let the day begin. we went all round and we are finishing our trip in Homa Bay. So we just got here. We are trying to get some food somewhere around here. There's a hotel we are at. It's called Glory, New Glory Hotel or something. We're going to have some lunch, but other than that, we're going to explore the lakeside in Homa Bay. You know, the Lake Victoria also is also in Homa Bay, so we want to see how different Homa Bay is to other lake towns and lake cities. So let's explore and let the day begin. Beef. Tribe.
Tumbo inaitwa tribe.
Tribe. I'm full. Just look at my stomach. I'm so full. Food in Homa Bay or let me not say Homa Bay. Food in New Glory restaurant is very fresh and delicious. I've eaten 2 plates of tripe. Tripe is matumbo. That is how good it is. And my friends here have taken fish. You can't come next to the lake and you don't eat fresh fish, like surely. Yes, it won't make sense. So we are going now to explore Homa Bay. Right now it's 3. So we're going to do just some rounds here and there, go to the beach, see if we can get some fishermen or not. But this is our last town and it's been a journey, and we thank God for the safety. It's been mad fun. So let's go and explore Homa Bay. Well, I'm telling you guys, the heat in Homa Bay, this is on another level. It's very, very hot. So this looks like the market area. This side looks like the market side. So I think this is that one was the what do you call it, open air market. This one looks like the municipal market. And the place where we stayed actually was just behind the municipal market. This has to be it. Okay, by municipal market, if you are in Kenya, you'll expect there's a section for fresh food, maybe some meats here and there. In some of them there are some clothes, mostly second-hand clothes, some fruits. It's just a mix of everything. It's just like the local government has made a market place for people to be able to sell all that. And of course in Kenya you'll get so many such stalls. Be careful with the motorbikes. Most of them do not follow the traffic rules. So be the same driver or be the same road user, whether you're a pedestrian or a driver. So guys, we are fueling. We intend to get back to Nairobi today, probably in the evening. It is over 300 kilometers, so we'll be fueling. We fueled 6 times. In all cases, the fuel was not entirely flat. There are places where you can just estimate the distance and check the number of bars on your fuel meter. Let me say fuel meter, and just guess if it will get you to that destination. So we've just been topping up. We've not gotten to a point where the tank was empty. So we just keep topping up to be safe. When you're on the road, just ensure you have enough fuel, because if you're in the middle of nowhere, maybe even at night with no fuel, it can be quite a task for you to get the fuel. So that is one of those safety things when you're doing a road trip. The price of fuel in Kenya has really increased, 182 from 179, but we'll just make do with that. We're back home, so we're stuck with that. So guys, we decided to come all the way to where we saw the signpost yesterday in the evening for getting into Homa Bay. So welcome to Homa Bay. Now you can see the stadium well. Oh my god, I can't wait to see how it will look when it's completed. It looks really good. It really stands out, I tell you guys. In Homa Bay, it really stands out. And then right ahead is Lake Victoria. Yay! When compared to other towns and cities around the lake, we have realized that in Homa Bay, Lake Victoria is majorly used for fishing. There are very few touristic activities. In fact, the only activities we saw was boat riding in the lake. It used to be used as a port, but I'm told that it is no longer used as a port because it's very shallow. It's going to be amended before the more ships can dock here, but there are plenty of hills. Just look at all those hills. All those hills. From Homa Bay, you can easily access other islands on Lake Victoria on the Kenyan side. Those are Takawiri Island and Rusinga Island. These are very beautiful islands on Lake Victoria. We made a road trip to those places. Actually, they were among the first trips we made around Lake Victoria in November 2020. There is a video in that effect, so kindly go and check them out and you'll find out more about them. They are very, very beautiful sides of Lake Victoria. Bado ni mbichi? Oh, maybe it's not dry. Alafu unapimaje? 350. Hii kasuku kubwa. 350 kama imekuwa fry. Kama ni 150. Unaenda tu kama na 150. So 500. We got the fried omena. That one was very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean. I don't know. Yeah. What? My country people. Yeah, this is a shame. I've realized that the main thing that is being sold here are the omenas. Omenas are the silverfish in dried form, and if you want it fried, there are some which are not so dry that can be deep fried there and then. Prices are fair, I would say. Like 2 kg is almost 250 shillings for omena. And it's very fresh, actually, it's very fresh. Now, one thing I've realized about tilapia especially is that the size of the tilapia fish here is a bit small. Overfishing is a problem from what I could see in the fish market. Also, the marketplace, okay, it is a fish market, yes, I understand. There is a lot of washing of the fish, scaling, gutting and all that, but it could be cleaner. I'm sure the county government can organize that so that the place can be cleaned, or the vendors there can be responsible for their own, for any kind of garbage that is produced there. Because there are a lot of marabou stock there. They even cows. I mean, the place is just a menace. They eat healthy food as compared to people who live in towns who just feed on mostly the fast foods. And we eat a lot of meat, especially Kenyans. I'm no exemption, by the way. I love meat. I can eat meat from breakfast, lunch, supper. It's very unhealthy. So we are taking this route to see more of Homa Bay, Cold Springs. We passed by this hotel yesterday, Cold Springs. Okay, the prices of the room range from I think 7,000 to 10,000, and there is also an option of the lake view. It is a decent hotel. So if you are in Homa Bay and you want somewhere to stay, and that is with that one is 6,000 to actually 7,000 to 10,000 Kenyan shillings is part of your budget. You can consider that hotel. So we are getting into this church. It is a church on top of a hill. We've seen a very beautiful church. Thanks to one of us who's reliving his reminiscing his childhood memories, we got to see this church. So let's see the church on the hill. It was a nice memory listening to Catholic songs again. I was in a Catholic high school, so you know the whole cycle of liturgy and all that. When you listen to those songs, it was just very nice memories. I'm not the one who came from Homa Bay. It's one of us, but it was nice seeing the church on the hill with the best view of Homa Bay. The church on the hill with the best view of Homa Bay, with the best choir ever. We've done some liturgy. It feels nice to dance liturgy again. You know, I used to dance liturgy when I was in high school, and I think in primary school. By then I was born a Catholic, but I'm still a Christian. Let me say I'm still a Christian, but I don't really go to Catholic, but I don't mind it. If I go to a place and I can access on a Sunday and I can access a Catholic church, I'll just go, because after all we worship the same God as Christians. I know you guys understand. So it was really nice to just dance the liturgy. I remember of high school. High school?
Yes, high school.
We were in the same high school, and we used to love liturgy, especially Friday liturgies.
It was fun.
I can still remember us with those flying skirts, pleated skirts. Why? It was nice exploring the church. You could see a very good view of the hill behind there and the other side of the lake. And now, okay, we're still exploring Homa Bay, let me say that. And let's go. I'm glad I took this road trip. This road trip was majorly the ladies. We are like 4 of us and 2 guys. At least we had one more guy. Victor is camera shy, so just excuse him for today.
South Africa.
Victor is already excited for the South African trip. I don't know about you guys, but me, I've had the best trip ever. I've made new friends, like Victor over there. Victor is the only person I never knew in this trip.
How can you get Victor out of there?
Now, Victor is a very cool guy, by the way. He's very accommodative. So many of these girls here can drive in quotes. They are so scared of the road, but he took over and he accommodated us.
He's the guy.
Yes, he's an easy guy to get along with, that I would say. When you are traveling together, you need teamwork. People who can work well in teams, and he suits so well in any circumstance. So Victor, it was a pleasure, and I hope we'll meet again in the South African trip and many other local trips.
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes. So far what I've concluded is Lake Victoria is a very beautiful lake. If it was dry land, it would be a country. It would be big enough to be a country. Tanzanian side is humongous. Most of the part is not even utilized, it's just lying there. And then the Ugandan side is also very beautiful. We had a few challenges in Uganda, like harassment by the police and horrible roads. But other than that, the Ugandan side is also very beautiful. Sese Island, I'm telling you, I'm sold. The Kenyan side, I like there's some parts of Kisumu which are really nice. I like the Ndere Island. Oh, I love that side. Bay. I love Chase Bay. I love the how Homa Bay looks, like the terrain and all that. But I would wish that they would try to clean up the beach side and also to avoid a lot of pollution, or the government could come up with a way of disposing all those wastes that are produced there, because there are a lot of wastes that have been thrown into the lake. There are plenty of, you know, if you see so many maribou stocks in one small beach, it just shows the amount of waste that is there, because they are good at eating those wastes. Mwanza always has my heart.
Your first love. My
first love, because of the rocks on the lake. That one is just, Mwanza is always on point. It was a pleasure going to Ukerewe Island. I think it is an island that needs to be explored more. There's a dancing rock in Ukerewe Island. You know, Ukerewe Island has 38 islands, but around 15 are just used for the fishermen. There are no people there. They are mostly just camping sites for the fishermen. And I'm glad I met the community of the people living in the albino. That was me. Now, the group, you know me, I'm always excited about my trip. So guys, how was it?
The trip was awesome. So wonderful. Every town has different things to offer. Of course, I'm always in love with ginger and Mwanza. Different things in different towns. The highlight of this trip definitely was Ndere. It had the best views. Sese Island, I would want to be back. I'm sure it has a lot to offer. The match that we saw, I was bought. I was impressed.
The shy ones, come.
This is one of the best trips I've ever taken. This has been worth every penny, I must admit. And I'm excited. I got to conquer most of the fear. Okay, one of my fears.
Of what? Water.
Of water. I never knew. Even just riding a boat, I never knew that I could. But I've had a lot of fun. And then nature is just beautiful. The different islands. My highlight would be ginger and the activities at the Nile. Yeah, that.
Tubing.
Yes, tubing.
Motorcycling.
I enjoyed. I had a time
of a life.
Of a life. Yeah. That.
Will you bungee jump next time?
We'll think about that. We're still thinking about that. But it's been an exciting trip. Of course, making new friends. Jen, Victor. Yeah, it's been an awesome, and I think we would have to go back and like explore most of those islands.
Yes.
Because we just like it was just
scratched the surface.
Yeah.
The lady with few words.
With few words said that.
I don't talk much, but the trip was awesome. It was amazing. Meeting the locals, seeing the water bodies and the nature. Nature is big to me. It refreshes my soul, and it was really I lack word to describe. It was really awesome to get to interact with nature, to enjoy the views. So people, next time we tell you to join us for a travel, please do.
Yeah.
It has been awesome meeting new friends. Victor here, very tolerant guy.
He had to tolerate all these women.
He's the guy.
It's not easy.
It's a lot of patience.
Meeting Millie here, it has been good. Yeah, bonding, making friends.
What was your highlight? Which place was your best?
Oh, Sese Island.
I know.
Mandhari. It was so beautiful. I would like to be there very soon. So guys, see you next time.
Finally. Yes. They're behind the camera.
Yes.
Yes, my highlight is traveling with these amazing people. One, making new friends, my G there. Yes, now I have a true friend, a traveler, a driver. That's the second highlight. Then the challenges that came with it. It's fun actually when you're traveling. The challenges are the things that make the travel be interesting. So my highlights, always Jinja and Mwanza and Ndere Island. Yes.
The views, huh?
The views.
Victor.
I'm Jambo. You can see even my Swahili has changed. So it's been a pleasure meeting you guys. This was a massive success considering the time frame that we prepared for this trip. My highlight of this road trip was in Jinja. Jinja was good. We did water tubing. We got to discover the source of River Nile. We ate the Rolexes. I'm not hearing someone speaking about the Rolexes. The Rolexes were awesome.
And the Katogo.
Yeah.
Katogo.
Katogo. Katogo. Then another highlight was in Tanzania. We got to go to Kerewe Island. That island is a gem, a hidden gem. So if you're watching this, find a way to visit to Kerewe Island. And also, for those who don't know, Kerewe is the largest island on Lake Victoria, and also the 5th largest lake island in the world. Yeah, and also if you get a chance to visit the villages in Kerewe, it's amazing to see how people live out there.
Especially in the villages. Imagine how the views. They had really nice views. It's just heaven.
It's serene.
Yes.
Yeah, and also we got to visit in Kenya. I loved Ndere Island. Ndere is a gem. Leave all those national parks in Amboseli, Masai Mara. Go visit Ndere.
The views.
Yeah, the views are awesome. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, it's been a pleasure meeting you guys, and see you next in Cape Town, Musanzi.
Yeah.
South Africa is coming. In this life, just know you only have one life. There is no rehearsal. God put this nature out here so that we can exploit and enjoy it.
Yes.
So, as you are doing your work, as you're doing everything, save time for nature, save time to just travel and find out new things. It will change your mind a lot. It will give you a nice business idea if you're an entrepreneur. It will help you to understand the way of people and the way people live and different cultures. You'll appreciate them more rather than judge them. That is why I travel. And the fact that I get to travel with my friends and make new friends, that is everything to me. By the way, guys, network is more than money. And I make a lot of networks when I'm doing these travels. So I feel wealthy already. And in future, I'll be organizing these road trips. Now I'll be charging you. Yes, if you want to go to these road trips, just know I'm making my networks. And very soon, if you want to go to the road trips, I'll be preparing a guide for you guys. You can buy the guides, and also I'll be taking you guys to those places at a fee. And remember, our fee, we don't do the extremes. We are budget travelers, but we do a little. We ensure we are comfortable, but on a budget. You get my point. Just somewhere in between, not too luxurious, not too budgety, but somewhere in between. So if you are that kind of a person and you love my adventures, set aside some money. Very soon we are having so many road trips. So it was a pleasure having you guys on board, following us virtually, and in future we hope you'll join us physically and you'll enjoy this trip. So for now, guys, bye.